How can I be vegan and use electronics when all circuit boards are made out of animal byproducts? Do you have evidence of that, or are you just making that up? Because my understanding is they don't use animal products when they don't need to. Also, it doesn't even matter if you're perfect or not, right? Like, I'll look into the electronics again. I always do when people bring it up, but as far as I'm aware, there isn't animal products in the phones anymore because it's too expensive to do that. So they make alternatives that are more reliable and they can make consistent. You know, things that come from animals are not like things that we can engineer. They're organic, right? They're going to have imperfections. They're not going to be, consistent. So it's better to be able to make our own than to rely on someone's body to, do the things we need to do. Some phones, very trace amounts. Yeah. So if you could name the product, that would be great. Because it says it's not common, but it does happen. So if you could help me out by just telling me which products it is, because it's not all electronics. So the point is, though, when I buy an electronic, I'm not demanding animals be used. I'm demanding a cell phone or electronic. When you demand animal products, you're literally saying, I want you to take that living being, remove their life so that I can lick their body parts. Like, does that sound fair? You can avoid doing that. Don't you think we have alternatives for that? Is there something you think we need from animals? I would say it's more privileged to be able to use someone else's body without their consent and not have consequences. That is privilege. Humans are free, but not all of us. And when we're not free, do we find that moral to be used without our consent, to be imprisoned for no reason? Okay, you can get better iron from plant-based products. Why would you want to consume someone's body part that is actually classified as a 2A carcinogen? Veganism is not greenwashing. Veganism has nothing to do with the environment. Hey, YouTube, it's good to see you guys. Sorry, I was taking a minute it wouldn't update that I could go live. So I had to sit there and refresh, and it finally recognized my system. Hey, 40-year-old vegan, Martin, vegan heretic, Yas, Lambretta, Sabby Coops, what's up? Pia. I think I saw Anique, but I think she's making some burglars, is what she said, some vegan burglars. Lewis. It's good to see you guys. I appreciate you guys being here to support us. Make sure that you're liking and sharing the lives. That way we get more people in here. Oh, I have a link. TikTok request link. Oops. I wasn't supposed to send that, but whatever. Awesome. So I pinned it in the chat if you're on YouTube and you want to come up. Hey, what's up, Genderless Enigma? It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. A good reason to go vegan is for the animals because they don't want to be used. Yeah, we can't force anything on anybody. Okay, hold on one second, guys. I don't think I have my guest list up. There it is. Okay, I see you now, guys. I'm sorry. It was buried underneath all my other apps. So before I bring you up, so I'm going to go over my title. Why aren't you vegan yet? and 18 and older only. And then I have some resources here. This is Dominion 2018. This is a documentary that's free on YouTube. Just shows you standard practice, regardless of what you were going to do, whatever you do with your life. You want to respect animals or not, you should watch Dominion and ask yourself, do you feel comfortable giving your money to those people? Because this isn't just factory farming. This shows you all types of farming, small scale farming, small local slaughterhouses, right? The people that we think that we put this storyline to and say, oh, these small places, they do better. They take better care. Maybe watch Dominion before you speak, right? It's, like I said, free on YouTube. You should watch it fully. If you have questions, I'm totally here to answer questions. If you just want someone to talk to about it, I'm here for you. Nutritionfacts.org is the next resource. Thank you guys. Charlie for the horses, Vegan Siren for the heart. Thank you guys. Cole for the heart. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. I'll try to be better about saying something about your guys' donations because I do appreciate it. It's not something that I'm trying to get. I want people to go vegan. I want people to stop abusing and using animals. All right, and then below that, nutritionfacts.org is just a great resource to start at when, after you've watched Dominion, you realize, I don't want to be a part of this. I want to change my habits. This is a great way to, start changing your habits because it's science-backed, so you can look at the studies. They have videos breaking them down. You can go look at the studies yourself and read them yourself. And then below that is, and because they have the Vegan Daily Dozen, nutritionfacts.org came up with a checklist that's just really easy and basic to make sure you get everything you need in a day. So you can just Google Vegan Daily Dozen, you'll find it. And then there's veganeasy.org. If maybe you want some help, you want to talk to someone who's professional, they have a dietitian that makes meal plans for you, and they'll send them to you. I believe it's through email. And then they have groups that you can be a part of so that you don't have to feel alone. You don't have to feel like you have to, try to invent the wheel. There's other people that have most likely experienced your obstacle and they've found a way to work around it. So, definitely reach out to that group. They're really good for that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start bringing people up since we went through all our resources. Yeah, you can have bone health and be vegan. I'm vegan. I've been vegan 9 years now, and I still don't have any. I've never broken a bone ever in my body. So. Okay. I don't know. This is taking a second. Alistair, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm over 18. I'm 19.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Simply because I don't want to.
Okay. What made you want to come up here?
I just want to know, like, how it's been for you, really. Just want to hear your life experience. So, like, when
Oh,
did
I
you
don't
start
care
being
to talk
vegan?
about my life experience. I want to
Oh,
talk about why you're not vegan.
I'm not vegan because I choose not to. I like the taste
Okay.
of meat and dairy.
What does veganism mean?
Pretty sure it's a lifestyle, or like, not really a lifestyle. Well, it's kind of like a lifestyle, but it's like more of like a protest kind of to like stop the harm of animals.
No.
Whether that's like, okay, then explain it to me then.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not harm. I just want to make emphasis that vegans are not against harm. They're not against even unaliving. Veganism is a principled stance against the exploitation of other sentient beings. Do you know what exploitation means?
Pretty sure.
Go ahead and tell me what you think exploitation means.
It's like using something that like I'm trying to think how to word it.
Okay, well, that's
Taking
pretty close. It's using someone for your own benefit unfairly. It's basically
yeah.
objectifying someone.
Mm.
Do you feel it's fair to objectify someone?
Like a person?
Do you think it's fair to objectify a sentient being? Someone who can
Mm.
feel?
Person, no.
Okay, well, what makes you think that animals aren't persons?
Because they're not humans.
Okay, so are animals sentient?
Yeah, a
What
lot
does
of them are.
sentience mean?
Pretty sure means like it's alive, like it can think and stuff.
It means you're able to have the experience of feelings. You're having a subjective emotion, or you can have a
Okay.
subjective emotion. So you have a subjective experience of pain, joy, loss. Do you think it's fair to objectify someone who can experience that?
Person, no.
So you think it's okay to ignore someone's ability to suffer?
You're saying someone. Do
Yes,
you mean
because
an animal or do you mean a person?
you're being speciesist to animals, and I want to understand why. Why do you think animals
Speciesist?
why do you think animals don't deserve to have their feelings respected?
Because other animals don't care for it either.
Who cares? We have humans that can't reciprocate morality. Should we exploit them?
I mean, if you want to.
Do you really find that moral?
Not personally, but I don't
I
really care what you do.
agree. I agree. Why do you think it's immoral to do that to them?
It's not very nice.
Can you tell me why?
Because it can hurt them emotionally, physically.
Yeah, because they're having an experience still. And what happens to them matters to them, regardless of their ability to reciprocate that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then what is the difference between them and animals?
Because I care for humans and not animals.
So it's just about your preferences. It's about who you like. It's not about
Well, why should I care for it?
So there have been times in our history when people said, I'm going to treat people that I deem lesser, I'm going to treat them differently. Did you think that was fair?
Personally, no. But
why not? They were in their own mind, right? They said, I don't like these groups of people. I'm going to treat them differently. They decided that. Do you think that was moral?
In my opinion, no.
So what's the difference between what you're doing right now? What's the difference between the logic between you and those people back then?
Because I'm not going against my own race, my own species. I'm going against.
But it's still
other
a type
species.
of in-group. You're saying you're not a part of my group. So what matters?
Yeah, because they're not. They're not humans.
But do you see how that's another type of ism?
Not really, if they're not humans.
You're literally saying because you're not in my group of human, regardless of the fact that you have a subjective experience, regardless of the fact that you can suffer, regardless of the fact that you care what happens to you, because I deem your group lesser, I'm going to dominate you. I'm going to do what I want to you. Does that sound fair?
Although I don't, I'm not putting them in my group of quote unquote human. It's because they're not human. I'm not going to put in a
You
group.
literally just said two things at the same time. You literally said, it's not in group, it's in group. That's what you just said.
I said they're not in the group of humans because they're not humans.
Well, they're not in the group of white people, therefore I can treat them different. Do you see how you sound? You sound, yeah.
I'm not going to go against my own.
You're called, hush, honey, hush. You're called a human supremacist because you're so focused on your abilities, on your skills. You think you're the supreme being. You have an ego that says, I'm better than the others. Therefore, I have the right to do what I want to those that are powerless. Do you hear the oppression? Do you hear the exploitation? But you're no different than someone who's racist or sexist. They all think they're better.
Yeah, but I'm not going against my own species. I'm going against animals.
Well, we're going to call it there. You're clearly not intelligent enough to have this conversation. We're going to move on to people that are actually reasonable, not contrarian. Cameron, are you over 18?
Hello, I am over 18.
Right on. So why aren't you vegan yet? I can't hear you if you teacup. Cameron, we can't hear you.
Hear me?
Yes.
Say hello.
So why aren't you vegan yet? We can't hear you. If you leave the app, we can't hear you.
Oh, my fault. I'm not vegan yet because a not a majority, but a lot of vegan products would do serious harm to myself. I have a lot of allergies.
Beans and rice?
No, like
fruits and vegetables?
Gluten.
I don't eat gluten.
And soy.
Okay. But a lot for the first 5 years of me being vegan, I avoided soy. So you don't need to eat soy or gluten.
But there's always a risk of cross-contamination within like factories.
You have the same issues with animal products. Soy is almost in everything. So you already are reading the back of ingredients.
Yeah, I do. I
Okay,
do
so
that.
what difference would it be if you did the same thing you're doing right now? Just avoiding another product. There's so many foods you can eat. I'll eat soy, but I don't eat gluten. And there's plenty of other alternatives. They even make tofu out of seeds now, like pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen that.
So you don't need to
That
eat soy or wheat.
wait, hold
You
on,
can
hold
eat a
on.
whole food plant-based diet. This right here, go to nutritionfacts.org. You can figure out how to eat. If maybe you just need help, maybe you want to talk to a free dietitian, go to veganeasy.org. The question is more like, I understand you have this obstacle, and I'm not downplaying that. The question is, though, let's say you didn't have this obstacle. Would you find it to be a moral obligation to live vegan?
Well, hypothetically, if I didn't have this obstacle, because I'm not vegan, like obviously not.
If you didn't have these issues, would you find it to be a moral obligation for you to be vegan?
Probably not.
Okay, so that's
And
where we'll start, because that's where it begins. I'm not here to force a change on your habits. I'm here to talk to you about we're objectifying animals. Do you think it's fair to be objectified?
no, and I think a lot of like the food industry, I feel like they could do a lot to make slaughter more humanely
How
done.
can I slaughter you humanely?
But you couldn't. You couldn't.
Exactly. Saying humane slaughter is an oxymoron. Those animals don't want to die, and we don't need to put them in that situation. There's nothing humane about taking someone's life who wanted to live. So what is it in your mind that makes it morally acceptable to objectify animals and do what we do to them for an optional product?
I mean, is food really optional?
Well, food is not, but eating animals is. You don't
But
need to eat animals. What do you need from them?
like protein and stuff, man. Like,
Do you not think you can get protein from plants?
yeah, of course you can. You can get
Okay.
proteins from
So
a lot of
who
stuff,
has it
but
harder? You trying to refigure out how to eat, or the animal being walked into the slaughterhouse? Who has it harder? Okay. Well, take a screenshot of my resources. All right. Zachary. Hey, Landon, I see you. Hey, Zachary, are you over 18?
Yes, I'm over the age of 18.
Right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I don't personally think that would be like safe for me, like as a person. That's my opinion.
Wait,
To
but I don't know if
not
I
eat
understood
meat.
that. Oh, it's just your
Sorry.
opinion to not eat meat. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I personally, I love the taste of meat and all of that. That's obviously why I'm not vegan.
Okay.
But the nutrients and stuff in meat that comes from animals, you need that for your body.
You need it, or is it just an option?
Yes.
Well, I've been vegan 9
Well,
years. How am I alive if I need
people's
it?
bodies work different and stuff. Sorry,
I
I'll
mean,
retract on that. You don't need it. Sorry.
there you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, all right, thank you. So you don't need it, okay? My opinion, yeah, it is just an option to eat meat or to not eat meat. I just don't feel that I'm comfortable with not eating meat because I think my body would like choose meat over eating like vegetables and stuff.
What do
I
you
do still
think?
eat vegetables, but
What do you think your body would do if you stopped using animals?
I'm not quite sure actually. I did go vegan for about a year to a year and a half. I can't quite remember.
Why'd you do that?
And because I seen a documentary of like the slaughterhouses and stuff, and it just made me sick to my stomach.
What changed?
Just of what go. Sorry.
What changed? Why did you go back to putting the animals in that situation for you?
Because my body just felt weird without meat because I had been with it for
Okay.
so long.
So we're going to repeat what you just said. Because your body felt, quote, weird, you demanded more animals have their throat slit.
Yes.
Do you think that was fair?
Yeah.
What if you were the animal? Would you still find it fair?
Well, I'm not the animal. I'm a human.
If you
And
were the
humans are
animal, would
superior
you
to
find it
animals.
fair?
I'm not a human. I mean, I'm not an animal, so
You are an animal, actually. Humans are animals. We're mammals, part of the great apes. So now that we know that we are animals, what morally separates us that justifies the difference in treatment? Okay. So what I'm doing, you guys, is called name the trait. There is no morally relevant difference between humans and animals. We all care about what happens to us, and that's the only thing that matters, right? I don't care how intelligent someone is. I don't care what they look like, who gave birth to them, what group they're a part of, right? They're sentient. That means they care about what happens to them. And if I can avoid demanding their exploitation, well, that's what I would want. So that's what I do for others. If you demand that others respect your autonomy, they don't harm you or use you without your consent, then you should reflect that same respect to others. Hey, David, it's good to see you, the 40-year-old vegan. Everyone go check out the 40-year-old vegan. Amazing outreacher, amazing vegan activist, always shining the light on the slaughterhouses. He's amazing. Please go check him out. If you find any vegans in here, actually, I saw Frisia. Frisia's an amazing activist. She puts out great content. Always moved by what she puts out. Hey, Frisia, it's good to see you. Yeah, lots of good vegans in here. Genderless Enigma. Although Genderless Enigma doesn't put out stuff, but they do come out to our outreaches, and they are an amazing outreacher, I gotta say. Yeah, I'll start bringing people up. Oh, Frisia, I didn't even see you requested. I wasn't looking at my list. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Good. It's so good to see you.
I know, I've been MIA for a while.
Yeah, that's okay. It's needed. You got to take breaks. Like, it gets intense sometimes talking to people. So,
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
yeah. Hey, universe, I see you. I keep trying to call out my vegans as I see you, but I don't always look at the chat. So if I haven't said anything to you, don't think it's not because I don't like you or something. Anyway, shall we bring up some people?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. It's Raz. Uh-oh, maybe this is an old request. Oh, there you are. Hey, are you over 18?
Wait 1 second. Hello?
Hi, are you over 18?
I am, yeah.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
So, I've actually been vegetarian for 13 years.
Right on.
But
What?
I just
Go ahead.
don't agree that I just don't think veganism's like the best way to go about not eating meat from
Why
like a
do-
dietitian.
Why do you
standpoint.
think that?
Well, I eat free range milk, eggs, anything I actually get from animals I'll eat free range or sort of like, I'm trying to think of the word now. Humanely sort of gotten from them. But
Why
I
do
just,
Okay, so I got 2 questions for you. Why vegetarian? Like, why don't you want to eat the flesh of animals? And 2, why do you choose humane and organic? So first,
well,
why not flesh? And second, why organic
Yeah.
or humane?
not
sorry.
flesh because, mainly for me it was sort of something just clicked in my head. I just don't see it as food personally. As you say, flesh. That's how I see all meat. Like I just don't, I don't see it as food. And what's the second question? Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. The second one was why do you choose humane dairy?
Oh well, for the obvious reason of I still, don't want harm to come to animals. So if it's like free range eggs, they'll just sort of they're not forcing the eggs out of them or the milk or anything out there. The animals live happy lives and stuff. So there's not really any pain caused.
So how often do chickens lay eggs these days?
I'm I'm actually not quite sure. Probably
That's okay.
twice a day or something.
Say it again.
Twice a day maybe.
Close. They're trying to get them that way. They currently it's about 1 a day. Sometimes it's a little less, but it's like about 300 a year.
Mm.
Do you know how much they originally laid before we started farming them?
Oh yeah, I know it's the fact that like chickens 100 years ago were a lot thinner and smaller, and they've
How
pumped them
many
up and
eggs do you
stuff.
think they laid? Just take a guess. I'm sure you don't know. It's fine. I had to look this
Probably like
information up.
probably like twice a week or something. I'm guessing.
It was 13 eggs a year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's one part of the year they were trying to make babies, right? Just like most animals. And they didn't lay a bunch of unfertilized eggs. They were fertilized. But we took the red jungle fowl from her home and we made her mate with someone that she wouldn't normally choose to mate with. This wasn't her choice. But the male and the female have traits that we wanted replicated. So we made them mate so that their baby was deformed and fit our needs. And we kept doing that. And we only did that because there was a demand for eggs. So every time that you go to the store and you buy these eggs, you're telling that company, I like what you did. I like the price of this. Keep doing it. Do you think that
Yeah, but
sounds fair to the chickens?
I mean, with the sort of selective breeding and stuff, I wouldn't agree with it. But it's to a point now where
How do you
even
stop
like
it?
even a local farmer would have these chickens.
How do
and,
you
like,
stop it?
How do I stop what?
How do you stop for these farmers from selling these eggs?
I mean, you don't eat them, but I still think the reason of
So you
the
think it's
animals
fair to breed someone into existence for you to use?
I mean, I guess not, but I don't know. I
That's
don't
what
know
we're
about that
doing
one.
with chickens. So when their egg production declines, what do you think happens to her?
Well, I mean, that's out of my hands.
It's not. It's actually in your hands. It's because of your hands. Every time you give them money, you're supporting that system. You're saying birth more chickens to lay more eggs, and I'm okay with how you dispose of the ones that reduce their egg or have a reduction in their egg production.
But then, if you don't eat the eggs and then they let
You're
them
not
give
hearing
birth,
me. You're not hearing me. I'm saying if you stop buying the eggs, they won't breed chickens into existence. So there's no worry of excess eggs because the chickens won't exist.
I guess, yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah. So what you're doing is you're just perpetuating that they continue this system. When you boycott it, when you avoid supporting it, you're actually hurting their industry. And these producers, they won't make these products if we don't buy them, but they will make what you do buy. So whatever you move your demand to, they'll change their practices to what you want. So you actually you have a lot more power than you think. Someone going from like an omnivorous diet to vegan can save up to 100 animals, if not more, because some people eat an animal a day. That's
And then
huge. Go ahead.
I think, everyone obviously they all go back to the same argument of the dietary sort of, protein and stuff. I think that does make a big factor in it, especially money. Vegan products, being vegetarian is so expensive. And
It's not though.
Where I live, it is.
It's not though. What's the
Well,
cheapest
getting
things in the
protein.
store? Beans, rice, fruits, vegetables, frozen fruits and vegetables, canned fruits and vegetables. Those are the cheapest things in the store. You can eat a whole food plant-based diet and it'll actually be like 16 to 30% cheaper.
I'd beg to differ, to be honest.
What are you buying that's so expensive as a vegetarian?
Well, all the sort of, I wouldn't say corn specifically, but products like that.
Stop
what are made
buying
out of, like,
corn. I never eat corn.
not corn, but things like that.
You don't need to eat those. I rarely eat those. You can eat. Do you not see this? Have you ever seen the vegan Daily Dozen? This is a whole food plant-based diet. It doesn't even have you could use seitan in the protein category, but it focuses like on different types of legumes, pulses, and beans. So you don't need to buy any of those products. Those are just for fun. Those are fast food. And yeah, they're a little more expensive because animal products are subsidized. I don't know if you know this, but you're paying twice for them. Your taxes pay down so that you don't have the price going up and down all day. So you're paying that already, and then you buy it again. And as we all know, these prices on these products are going up right now. So you're paying even more.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if you want to save money, check out the vegan Dailey Dozen. But the real point is, do you want to, or do you enjoy using the animals so much that you don't care?
Well, I think I'm pretty sort of content with, you know.
Well,
what
you're
I-
content because you're the oppressor. What does a cow have to go through in order to make dairy?
Well, free range cows, not much.
What does a
really.
dairy cow have to go through in order to produce milk?
They just tug on the, you know, the others.
Okay, so let's get this straight. I want to make sure I understand your understanding. Are you saying that a cow just eats grass and produces milk?
I mean, I'd assume that's how it goes.
So she's a mammal.
Yeah.
When do mammals produce milk?
For like when they're trying to have children, yeah.
Not when they're trying to, when they give birth. So
But
how do we
don't
get milk out of a cow?
But don't they have to have one born? But don't they just produce it all
Where
the
does
time?
the baby
anyway?
go?
I don't know. It just lives around with its family, I assume, on
Does
a
not.
free range farm.
So why does a farmer go into business? Do they just do it for the fun of it, or are they doing it to make money?
Yeah, but everything's to make money, really.
Right. So if they're there to do it to make money, why would they give away their product that they're selling to a baby that provides nothing?
To a baby cow.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you mean.
So what I'm saying is they don't let the baby suckle off the mother. They put them in a hut, they separate them until the calf reaches sexual maturity, if she's a she. If the female cow gives birth to a boy, what do you think happens to him?
With the bulls, they'll probably slaughter the bulls, don't
How
they?
many bulls do you think you need to reproduce cows?
You just need one, don't you?
Yeah. So what happens to all the others?
Well, they get put in auction, don't they?
And what happens when they get bought?
Well, rather be used to breed or be killed.
They'll be killed. Yes. Do you think that's fair to be born just because of your gender to have your life taken from you? Well, this is the dairy industry. So you're supporting someone being forced to be pregnant regardless of what they want. And after a 9 months pregnancy, ripping her baby from her so that you can put milk in your coffee or cereal. Does that sound like a fair trade?
Well, no, it doesn't.
Right. So do you feel like you want to continue supporting that?
I mean, maybe like less oat milk, maybe better option, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I do like oat milk, to be honest.
Yeah, oat milk's great. That's my favorite too. But there's a lot of them.
it-
Like you said, there's a lot of different milks out there. You can even make your own milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know it sounds funny. I don't mean from your breast. But you can make milks from different types of nuts, different seeds. There's I've seen cashew milk. That one's also really creamy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of options. So it's just, I mean, you sound like a really honest person. So what do you think so far? What do you think about veganism? Do you think you're going to leave this conversation vegan, respecting the animals, or do you think that you're still holding on to something that, like, oh, these eggs just taste too good, I can't give that up? Is there something that you're still holding on to?
I think I'll be honest, mainly for me, I struggled a long time eating in general, and especially having an eating disorder and being vegetarian. It was very difficult to get protein, and you know, as much as it's whatever, eggs are just high in protein. Like it's an easier way of getting it, like where you eat less.
So you
food.
think it's worth it to birth someone into existence, even though they have their own purpose, even though they have their own subjective experience? You think it's still fair for you to use them, even though you could find an alternative to eggs for protein?
But these things with protein, like obviously, you've got beans and that, but it's like, you have to eat more of it to get the same amount of
You
protein.
eat the same number of calories.
Calories and protein are separate though, aren't they?
Well, of course, but you don't need to eat a ton of food. Like I don't go to bed with this giant belly. Like I said, this vegan daily dozen. It's really easy. It's really not that difficult. And if you feel like you can't meet all your marks, just take a supplement. What's wrong with supplementing? Which is
Yeah, I mean, I
which
did
is better?
take
Taking a supplement or taking someone's life? Which is morally better?
supplement.
Exactly. That's what it comes down to. I know we live in a world that minimizes what we do to animals, almost makes it look like animals are consenting to it, that they're happy to be at least alive, right? But I know that I wouldn't want to be born into slavery. I wouldn't tolerate someone putting their arm up my butt or putting me in a pen where I'm mounted by some random male, right? I wouldn't
Yeah.
tolerate that. So I can't accept doing that to somebody else. I can't give my money to someone who's going to do what I find immoral.
Yeah.
Right. So what
Um,
do you think you'll be vegan from now on?
I mean, it'd be a slow process, I think, in my mind to like sort of
So you know how
internalize.
supply and demand works. Every time you pick up that package, an individual that cared about what happened to them, that was their whole world, is robbed of them so that you can take baby steps.
Yeah.
What would you rather your oppressor do? Use you conventionally, use you maybe less and more nice, not use you at all? Which of those three options would you prefer?
Well, the option where I'm not oppressed is the clear answer.
I
do have a
agree.
question.
Please.
What would you say then about like sort of human nature or in nature in general? As like animals do eat other animals.
Yeah.
Like, what would you say? Obviously, ignoring the battery farming, because obviously all that's shocking and terrible. Like, what makes it different that the animals can do this, but then when humans do it, that we're like it's not good? Because if you go out and hunt your own animal, then it's not much different than like a lion.
Who does
its
more
prey.
damage, a lion or a human?
Yeah, but we're talking about just singular
Who does more damage in a day, humans or a lion?
human. Yeah.
Yeah. Humans are eating animals at almost every single meal. We're killing 92.2 billion animals a year. How many animals does a lion kill a year?
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
it depends.
Well, there's not very many of them to begin with. So
Yeah.
what I'm focused on is the individuals I can communicate with and the ones that are causing the worst damage. Once humans start taking accountability for their actions, maybe we can talk about looking to our neighbors, right? But right now, that's like pie in the sky to expect a vegan to go talk to a lion or some other animal that we can't communicate with about their habits, right? Since humans are causing the most damage, I think we should focus on our own group, our own nations first before we start invading and telling others what to do.
I mean, yeah, the humans, yeah, we cause more damage. I will say, even per human, definitely we cause more than like a lion. But I feel like we cause a lot of damage simply as well because there are just a lot of us. Like, we're at 8 billion people now, so that's still.
It doesn't matter, right? What I'm trying to say is, we have more responsibility. Maybe I didn't get to this point. We are moral agents, and animals are moral patients. So not only are there fewer of them, but they're also in a mind where they're trying to survive a harsh environment. They're going off of what their family has taught them to survive, and they don't have an option. They don't have a grocery store like we do, and they don't have access to science like we do. So we have options, and we know that we can thrive without them. So that gives us a responsibility to act on that information, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all it comes down to.
And
Go ahead.
I'll just say though, I don't agree with the fact that like I don't like to force anything on other people. The amount of people who tell me to eat meat is diabolical.
I mean, yeah, the amount is terrible, but even just one, because we're each individuals, right? Like if a bunch of people were mowed down, a bunch of human people were mowed down, it's not the numbers that's the tragedy. It's each one that lost their life. 50 people losing their life and another tragedy over here with one person losing their life. It's not like one is worse than the other. It's more like both are tragedies, right? Yeah. Each person cared about what happened to them. So even one animal, they care what happens to them. If they're spared, that means everything to them.
So, would you say you're vegan mainly for the big picture of all the way animals are like brought into captivity and bred and stuff? Is that your reasoning?
My reasoning is the same as abolitionist to human slavery. They are, I believe, I don't just believe, I know animals are sentient beings that care about what happens to them. And I'm a sentient being. That's all that matters. That's really all it comes down to, is that I recognize I don't want to be in that situation. They're sentient. They may not think about the same things I do, but they definitely have a subjective experience of fear, pain. They don't no one likes being confined. Nobody likes being used. And even if they weren't aware of it, because we have humans that we could exploit that wouldn't be aware of their exploitation, but it would still be immoral.
Okay. So then let's say if an animal, let's just in a hypothetical scenario, was brought up and died of natural causes, would you then eat it? Like if it had a wonderful life and nothing happened to it, would you eat it?
Me personally, no, because I don't eat my dead family members either. If my cat or any companion animal has passed away, I don't think, oh, I have a loophole now to eat them because they were my friend.
Yeah, I have my cousin. He's not vegetarian anymore, but just before he stopped, he was eating some guys. They sell like meat that's born from they die from natural causes. That's the only meat he ate. I wouldn't, because I just don't see it as food. That's my reasoning. I just
they're still exploited because someone was born into existence to be a living hot dog, right? You shouldn't birth people into existence because you want to eat their body, no matter how they pass away. That's just a gross way to look at people. I guess it's not technically immoral because you're not harming them or doing something to them without their consent, but it's just a gross way to look at people. It's like, oh, I'm going to eat you when you're dead. Why don't we do that to people, right? Or dogs or cats? Look at all that flesh that we're just throwing away. Yeah. Because we relate with them more. We're closer to them, so we recognize that they were individuals, and we don't want to eat someone, right? Once we know that there's a someone, we don't want to do that because that's disrespectful. We don't want to eat them.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah. As far as the morality of it, in a vacuum, if you were in just a state of needing food, and I mean, they're already gone. So I can see if you're out in the middle of wilderness, but then some people might bring up the fact that you're robbing a meal from animals that are starving in the wilderness. So, it's just thinking about it for a minute and asking yourself, what are the consequences to some of these actions? Right.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think personally, the only time if in any scenario I would eat it again would be literally on the most impossible chance I was stuck on a desert island. You know what I mean? Something stupid like that. I think then you kind of have to, don't you?
So it definitely in a necessity situation, that is absolutely understandable. The individual losing their life, besides if they were roadkill or something like that and you were starving, if you still had to take a life to survive, again, understandable, but I would still say not moral because that individual didn't want to lose everything. But survival situations, necessity situations are absolutely understandable. No one's going to hold that against you, but you have to live with that. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm glad you agree.
So vegan from now on?
You put me in the right direction. I'll say that.
Well, with that said, would you be willing to watch Dominion?
Yeah, I'll give it a watch. What can I watch on?
It's free on YouTube.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've got 2 last hard questions for you. Would you be willing to go plant-based, meaning no animal products in your diet, until you watch Dominion?
I mean, yeah, because I'll probably watch it after this.
The reason why I ask is because they found, they've done studies on this, that when you consume animal products, you're less inclined to be receptive to information about animals because you're getting a benefit from them, and your brain, it's called cognitive dissonance. we all believe that we're moral people, and to hear that we're doing something unintentional that's avoidable that's causing someone harm makes us uncomfortable. So it's good to have no animal products in your system, because then you're not benefiting from, you don't have that cognitive dissonance right there in your face. You're going to watch it honestly. So that's why I ask people to go plant-based before watching it. And then my second hard question, this will be the last one. How many more animals do you want exploited for you? Is it more than 0?
No.
Yeah, you're right there, man. That means you got to be vegan.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll let someone else come in and have a conversation.
I really do appreciate you being up here. If you watch Dominion, you have questions or anything, please hit me up, okay? Or even reach out to Frisia. She didn't speak, but she's a great activist. So
Yeah. No worries. All right.
Right
Have
on.
a lovely day.
You too. We'll see you later, Raz.
Right.
That was actually really good, guys. It was starting
Yeah,
to
that was such a good conversation. Yes.
It started to
I
get
didn't
a little
wanna
long, but no, please do. Please, if maybe, sometimes I'm going like the long route. So like, if
No, you were
like,
doing great. There wasn't like any time where I was like felt the need to add on. Like, no, you did perfect.
Right on. Hey, Lori.
Hey guys, how
It's
you
good to
doing?
see you. Good. It's good to see you.
Hey. Hey.
Thanks for bringing me up.
Hell yeah. I didn't see you for a minute. I don't know if you were waiting long. I don't look at my list because I have all these lights right here now. It's just like
Yeah,
so
no,
bright.
I'm not haven't been waiting.
Okay, good. Okay. Let's get some people up here. Hey, Joey.
Hi.
Hi. Are you over 18?
Yeah.
What year were you born?
2006.
That was too long of a delay. You think you're 20?
I'm so tough.
Yeah, I'm going to go with an easy one. 6. Yeah, that's 20 years. Hey, Faith, are you over 18?
Yes, I was born in 98.
Right on. Why aren't you
That's
vegan
fast.
yet? I love talking to adults, so why aren't you vegan yet?
I would personally actually love to become vegan. A big
on.
part is where I live in the world. I do live very north in Canada, so our months without snow is very minimal. About 3 to 4 months out of the year we have no snow. So produce here is very expensive. Canned vegetables, very expensive. A lot of people do survive not off of stores but hunting mostly and growing their own vegetables in the summer and freezing them. So it's not a super easy thing to do here.
Okay. Do you know what veganism means?
Not using, not ingesting animal or animal byproducts.
That is an effect that happens, a side effect. But veganism comes from this ethical principle to not want to support the exploitation of animals when it's avoidable. So if I can avoid demanding someone's exploitation, I do so because I wouldn't want to be exploited. So that's like my motivation when I'm looking for my alternatives, is that I don't want to buy animal products. And that made me, when I went vegan, start to see products that I honestly would glance over before. Is there a chance maybe that's happening? Like maybe you just haven't seen all the products around you?
It's quite possible. I mean, I have looked into it a few times, and like going into the store, things that you would think would be readily available aren't up here.
Do you mind if I ask like what general area? Like I don't want you to dox yourself, but is there like, I don't know if you're in
Territories.
yeah, okay. Yeah, is there a territory that you're at?
About kind of near Alberta.
Oh, okay.
I go back and forth between Alberta and a little bit up north, is what I'll say, because it's a very, very rural, small area. I kind of got to be careful what information I give.
Yeah, I don't want you to dox yourself. I don't want you to put yourself in danger. I'm more asking because, so I can get an understanding of what's available around you.
So I'm 6 hours north of the closest city.
I'm sorry, my headphones beeped out for a second. Can you say it one more time?
I'm like 6.5 hours directly north of the closest city.
Okay. Is that how far your grocery store is?
So we have small, like, I don't know what you call it, like a mom and pa shop.
Mm-hmm.
So things like a case of water, $30. A bunch of bananas, $10. canned vegetables are typically $5 to $7 just for a can of beans. Milk is we don't even buy that. That's like insanely expensive here, and we just don't support the milk industry. Most people up here to begin with.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so let me start here. If let's say you had access to all resources that you would need, would you find it then to be a moral obligation to live vegan? I know you were saying you were interested in it. Okay. Well,
100%.
so it's absolutely understandable. Like I was saying before, I don't know. I think you were here. But that in necessity, doing what you need to survive in your environment. But the only way that that changes is if you start making demands. So it could be that maybe you talk to the grocery store owners about the situation, like, hey, I'm trying to eat more plants and vegetables and fruits. Is there something that can be done about these prices? Or, you know, demanding products that are maybe cheaper, like, hey, you're not meeting my demands. The only way that we can create availability is that those that can fully go vegan do so, because that decreases the prices of things and makes them more available. So I understand if you're literally in a situation of no option, but the motivation is always looking for that solution, right? Not just going, oh, well, I guess there's no solution. Not that you're doing that. I'm just suggesting maybe talking to the store owners and being like, hey, can we get some cheaper produce in here? Can we get some cheaper cans of beans? Because really, those are usually the cheapest things in the store. Beans, rice, fruits, vegetables.
Yeah, so a big part of our price, like, I don't know where you are in the world, if you're in like America or stuff, but
Yeah, I am.
so up here, the reason why our produce is so expensive is because they have to take ice roads. So the road only opens in the winter. And in the summertime, it's by boat or helicopter, however, to land in. There's no actual highways or roads to get here. So, well, I wish it was possible to just be like, hey, can you make this cheaper? It's
Oh
physically
yeah,
not. There's
I don't
so
think
many
that you
people.
just. I don't think it's gonna immediate. It's just the only way that we make change is by making those demands. It's just how our system works right now. Oh, hold on, I gotta do the puzzle piece thing. There we go.
I guess I just wanted to
Oh yes,
add
please.
that, yeah, no, so like, you know, veganism itself, in the definition of veganism, according to the Vegan Society, it does say where practicable and possible. And so if it's not possible for you to 100% cut animal products out of your diet and to, you know, not buy something that was tested on animals or, you know, has animals in them or, you know, that kind of thing, it's understandable that you can't do that. And we're not saying that like you absolutely have to or else you're not vegan, because it's not in the definition of veganism. Like if it's not practicable for you to do that, then then focus on all the areas that you can avoid exploitation.
Okay, that makes total sense because I'm like, I truly wish with all my heart I could be 100% vegan. Like if I'm in the city, so if I go to Alberta, will not eat anything animal byproduct, nothing. But if we're north, we don't buy animal byproducts from stores and support the industry either. We support indigenous people who have done it as respectful as you can, which isn't still respectful, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, like Frisia said, it's understandable when you're in a state of necessity, but it sounds like you do have a vegan mindset because it's literally about every time you do have the option to choosing, you know, the not animal based product when you have the options. So I would agree with Frisia. It sounds to me like, well, actually, Frisia didn't say that. I don't want to put words in your mouth, Frisia. I'm sorry. But it sounds to me like you are of that vegan mindset. It may just be, though, it might, sadly, this world in some places is really hard, but you can still make a difference. You can talk to people that are around you, and sometimes that can increase that demand for wanting cheaper produce. And I know that sounds like an uphill battle, but that's really the only levers that we have as consumers is what, you know, what we buy. So it's good that you are having it in the front of your mind and, you know, let me ask you this way. Do you currently check all the other products like cosmetics? Do you avoid, I don't know what you have because you're in a small area, but do you have like circuses or zoos and you avoid going to those, or aquariums, those sorts of things? Do you find any other aspect where we're using animals to be immoral, and do you take the efforts to avoid supporting those?
So I think I avoid everywhere necessary. Makeup, I always check. We do not have zoos or anything like
Yeah,
that.
not everyone has those. Yeah.
No, and I definitely would not go to one if
Okay.
so.
Okay.
I think the only area I also lack in is medically. I've learned some of my medications have animal byproducts in it.
Yeah. When it comes to medicine, what I usually say is if it's something that will greatly decrease your quality of life, or it's like life or death kind of thing, I would say take that medicine and advocate for those that you know are sadly being used for you to live your life. But if it's something you can avoid, it's something you can go without, then I encourage you to go without. But like I said, I don't want people hurting themselves. I want people to take care of themselves. So if it was like life or death or great quality of life, I would say keep taking your medicine. But again, it comes down to that demand as well. Like you can ask your doctor, hey, is there an alternative yet? You know, is there something that's not currently being tested on animals? But yeah. I'm really sorry for your situation, not to like give you pity, but what we've found so far in science is that eating a whole food, eating more plants at least in general, gets is actually much healthier for you. Like we find that the longest lived people eat more plants. So to me, it when I hear of people living in areas that don't have access to everything, I'm honestly concerned for you and the population around you, because you guys aren't given that opportunity to decide if you want to have that healthier option, right? To live longer lives. It feels to me like you're kind of being pushed off and ignored, and like, well, they've got their solution figured out. It's like, but you're not giving them access to what could give them longer life if they wanted that. So to me, there's an injustice happening there as well. You know, your community not having access to healthy, fresh food. That's not fair.
Can I ask a question?
Oh yes,
Like
Lori, please. I saw you
one
unmuted
question.
too. I thought you wanted to say something, but then the
Oh, no,
TikTok
that's
all
okay.
effed up. So please do.
Yeah, my sorry about that. I was just wondering, Faith, do you have an ability to grow anything where you live? Like,
So I do have a garden and I do grow it in the warm months. Because of
uh-huh.
where I live, our soil doesn't really grow a whole lot. It's quite hard to.
Have
Um,
you
and
have
it's
you ever
not
heard
many
of
months out of the year.
hydroponics?
Yes. So, but also electricity is a lot more money because, like I said, we do live so extremely rural.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, the territories, I don't know if you're familiar with Canada at all. Uh,
I know the a little bit over the border of Washington. My son's girlfriend lives there. She's Native
oh,
American. Um,
okay, so
she's
that's
about an hour over the border of Washington in Sillouac, I think. Chilliwack?
that would be completely on the other side of the country for me,
Yeah,
but I'm about like probably 14 hours directly north. Like if you went straight,
yeah,
that's how
right.
far up north I am.
No.
So,
Well, the only reason I'm saying
at
is
least.
because with hydroponics, you only have to use like a little pump that's like the size of one you would use in the fish tank, just to keep the movement going in the water. But I'm just saying, might be something you could look into. Maybe you can, you know, maybe you can do that only during the winter months, since you have a garden, and you probably want to throw ash and a better soil out there for your garden and till it in, because that'll help. But I'm just saying, through the winter months, at least you can get your vegetables and things like that.
That would be
It's
really, really
very,
good.
very inexpensive to run a little motor the size that you can use in a fish tank.
I
You know.
will actually definitely look into that. Right now, we do like microgreens and a lot of stuff like that. So
Right.
my kitchen's covered in that stuff.
You
And then
can grow anything in a hydroponic.
yes,
Anything.
so I might have to try to switch over and try that a bit too because
Yeah, look into it. You can look into hydroponics, and I mean, you can even make it yourself. I mean, if you have any place you can get PVC pipe or anything like that, or you can buy them already made too. It's just something to look at. That's all I'm saying. But I
Oh,
completely
yes.
understand your situation.
I will definitely look into that. Thank you so much for sharing that information because that would definitely make winters so much easier.
Right, exactly. And you'd still be able to get your fresh vegetables and whatever fruits, you need still.
I also I have a vegan that lives in more closer to, I think he lives in Toronto, Canada, but he was suggesting also those times that you do go into the city, stocking up on those things that you can store for a long time, like beans and rice. When they're dry, they can last like years, and it just takes soaking them to cook them. But that was just another suggestion someone made.
And canned foods, yeah, you can.
Yes, thank you so much. We do that actually. We set up 3 times a year to drive down south, and we fill up a trailer full of all of our produce and freezers and. But
You honestly sound like you're right there. Maybe you're the pioneer that place needs, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you're the one that everyone's going to look to when they, realize that they also want to live in alignment. Like, I honestly, what I've found is that living this way, regardless of, often you're going to see online people hate vegans, blah, blah, blah. But when I've been in the world as a vegan, everyone I'm around makes little changes in their life, regardless of me talking to them or not. So maybe you're that catalyst, You're that pioneer everyone needs.
Do you can foods at all? Do you know how to do that?
Oh, that's a good idea too.
Yes, we do a lot of that up here.
Oh, good.
Right on.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Well, thank
honestly,
you.
I was going to say, I really appreciate, I just don't know if we have all the solutions for you. What I would do is, well, I'm going to suggest, I don't normally suggest this one, but Challenge 22, because they have a dietitian you can actually reach out to, and they do it based off of where you live. So they might be able to help you find some products that maybe you just didn't see before that will fit your budget. So Challenge 22, if you can just Google that, you'll find them really easy. And it's non-intrusive. It's just through email. And you can join you don't have to, but they have little groups that you can be a part of people that I guarantee there are people in your area, or at least living in a similar situation, that also have solutions to problems that maybe we can't answer because we're not living that way.
Absolutely. I will definitely look into that. Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
your guys' time.
Thank you for coming up. You had great questions, and honestly, talking to an honest person is really refreshing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You as well, Faith. Honestly, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for coming up.
Bye.
Bye. That was awesome, guys. Yeah, there are people. She's probably one of the very few that I've ever come across that are living in such a food desert. I know they exist, but it's so sad when you hear of them, like an actual situation of them, because it's like, how can we deny a fellow human access to food? I just don't. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know, and I just don't. Canada is so huge too.
Yeah, it is.
It's really sparse unless you're closest city, but at least she goes down once
Yeah.
a month.
It sounds like she's in that mindset. She's like, I want to change this. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. And sadly, some areas, there's going to be obstacles that are huge. But as a vegan, it's not like, oh, I guess I can't do it. It's more like, how do I get over this obstacle? Like, you start to problem solve. You try to find that solution. Oh, by the way, thank you guys for all the donations. Oh my God, I haven't been keeping up. Oh my God, Vegan Siren. Lori. Oh my gosh, Keith. Black Sheep. Thank you guys. Oh my God. You guys are so sweet. Oh my God, what are these light thingies? You guys, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. All right. How are you guys doing? Frisia and Lori.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was just going to say that, like, yeah, I feel like she was right there. She wants to be vegan. There's just like certain obstacles that are very hard to overcome at this point in time. And like, because of where she lives, like that's very difficult. But to be, in all the other aspects of her life, avoiding exploitation, like as much as practicably possible, like that
Absolutely
is huge.
That is huge. Because I don't think, like, a lot of times when I hear that excuse of I live in the middle of nowhere, and then you ask them, well, if you had the option, like, let's say you had everything, would you then find it to be an obligation? And she's like, yes, I would find an obligation. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's it right there. That's, you know, you just follow that motivation.
Yeah, there was like no hesitation.
No hesitation. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
well, she is being honest. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Well, before I get someone else up here, actually, let me run through my YouTube real quick. Hey, guys. Thank you, David, by the way, for answering my question. I was asking the 40-year-old vegan because he lives up in Canada for some solutions. And yeah, she sounds like she's doing everything she can right now. Predominantly sold in Canada. Lentils are predominantly sold in Canada. Stock up for at least 2 to 5 years. Oh, yeah, they can last that long. That's a long time. Awesome. Okay. Well, anybody in YouTube, if you're not vegan and you feel like you have a good argument against veganism, please request up. There's a little link tagged in the chat. I do have a little bit of a line, but it shouldn't take that long. All right. Back to you, TikTok. Scout. Hey, are you over 18?
I'm 52.
Okay, right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Really, because I don't want to. Just to
Okay.
give you a little background on my history, I grew up on a farm. We had a really big garden. We canned our vegetables, and we had cow, chicken, pigs. We raised them and slaughtered them and ate the eggs and milk. I am a hunter. I do like to hunt deer, rabbit, squirrel, and also fish. So that's my little background. But as humans, eating meat is not a bad thing. I mean, it's a choice. It's just like a choice for you all eating vegetables or whatever you do.
All right. So do you know what veganism means?
Yeah, I've been listening to you here on this for about 30 minutes. So I
Sorry,
understand what it is.
All right. Tell me what it means then. Just reflect what I've said.
No animal or animal byproducts. Anything that's in makeup, medicine, anything that a human uses that could be tested on animals, like you said, zoos, carnivals, whatever.
You're getting there. You're basically listing off our habits, but it's not the definition of veganism. The reason why we do those things is because we're against the exploitation of sentient beings. So the definition being an
what?
ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting animals. So we're against the exploitation of other sentient beings.
So what's a sentient being?
Sentience means the ability to have a subjective experience, to be able to have your own subjective experience of like pain, joy, loss, those sorts of things. Have emotions. Do you understand that?
What things you have, Scott?
Exactly. Do you know that humans are sentient?
Okay. No, not really.
Okay, so humans are sentient. We all care about what happens to us. We're beings that have emotions, right? You can feel a subjective version of pain, a subjective version of happiness, and I have a subjective version of pain and happiness, right? Everybody has their own
Right.
perception. So animals, we found now, also are sentient. And many of us already knew this, but we have now evidence behind it. We have scientific studies that show animals do have sentience. They change their behaviors when they're made to feel pain. They show signs of mourning when they lose loved ones. They show signs of happiness and joy. They change their behaviors when they're happy. So we know that animals are sentient. We've looked at their anatomy. They have similar anatomical receptors, like they have nociception, which means they feel pain. So we know that they're having that subjective experience. So knowing that humans and animals are both sentient, what in your mind morally justifies the difference in treatment?
Because we're humans and they're not.
Okay. So
They're
What
just
is it?
animals.
We are animals as well. What is it about humans that should be respected that animals lack?
Well, I mean, we don't eat humans, and
That's not true.
the animals, the livestock. I mean, if you find a cannibal that wants to eat a human, that's up to them. But it's
What's
not
wrong
right.
with that?
It's wrong
Why is it wrong? I agree with you, just to start off
because
with, but I just want to know.
it'd
Go
be
ahead.
murder.
Why is that wrong? Why is unjust unaliving immoral?
You talking about a human or an animal?
We can talk about humans first. Why is unaliving a human without a just cause? Why is that immoral?
Because it'd be murder.
Okay, you're going around in circles
They-
here. What is it that makes schmurder immoral? Why is
I mean,
schmurder
it's murder.
immoral?
Yeah,
Why is it immoral?
it's I don't know. It's because we're humans and we don't do that to each other.
Can I offer an answer? So
Go ahead.
is it because we see each other, we see ourselves in other humans because humans look like us? So because we know that we're having a subjective experience, we can safely assume other humans are, that they all care about what happens to them as much
Right.
as you care about you. So when you see another human, even a human that isn't intelligent, right? One that maybe doesn't even have sapience, the ability to think about thoughts, but they're sentient, still having emotion. You know, those humans who still care about what happens to them, we still find it immoral to exploit them, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So is it their sentience that we're respecting, the fact that they care about what happens to them?
Correct.
Okay. So then what is it between that human that I just described and animals? What is the morally relevant difference that justifies the difference in treatment? And I want to also, just for context, I'm not looking at your past actions and judging them. I'm more thinking what's stopping you from changing, you know, because I think that we all share these principles. It's just that we're told to get over it and ignore how we feel about it.
Well, I like it. I mean, I like to eat beef and chicken and fish and deer, and it's
Do you think people
I've
went
been
vegan?
healthy.
Do you think people went vegan because they don't like the taste of animals? Or do you think it was because they don't like the injustice?
I think it's a choice. I don't
Do you
think it's
think they
really
chose to avoid demanding animal exploitation because they don't like the taste of the products? Is that why people went vegan? Or did people go vegan because they don't agree with the injustice that goes into making animal products? Is it taste or injustice?
I think it's a choice.
You keep saying
think
that,
it's
but
a
you're
choice of
dodging
taste.
my question. And if you can't answer it, we can move on. Why do you
I said
think
choice of taste.
Okay. Why do you think vegans avoid animal products? Do you think it's because of taste, or do they avoid it because of the injustice involved? Why do you think vegans avoid animal products?
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
It's because of the animal products. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm glad we got there, though. It's about the injustice. So we understand that animal products taste a certain way that is enjoyable, but does your pleasure outweigh someone else's experiences of trauma?
Yeah, I don't really know how to answer that one. It's not really a pleasure. It's just
Well, there's-
something that I do.
What is it that you need from
As a
animals?
human.
What is it you need from animals?
I get the protein, the vitamins. I get
What do you need from
I get
animals?
the things that
What do you need? What do you get from animals that you don't get from other sources? That you can't get from other sources, I should say.
well, it's not that I don't want to get from other sources. I want to eat the animals. That's
I know,
that's my
but
choice.
the point that I'm trying to make, you said it's not about pleasure. It's about vitamins. And I said, well, you can get those vitamins and protein from other sources. So what's the morally What's the reason that would justify taking someone's life to lick their insides if it's not for the nutrition? Because the nutrition you can get from other sources. So you don't need to take the life of an animal for that nutrition. You're taking their life for taste pleasure. So what matters more?
Okay.
Taste pleasure or the animal?
Right. The taste and pleasure. You're recognizing the animals that we eat as being human.
No.
And they're not.
No,
They're just
you're putting words in my
they're just
mouth.
animals.
You're putting words in my mouth. I called them sentient beings. They care about what happens to them. Some humans, yes, some humans have another category of intelligence that a lot of other animals don't have. But just because you're smarter than someone, does that morally justify exploiting them?
Right. We're top of the food chain. So
you do think that someone being smarter than another individual is a moral justification to exploit them? I'm smarter than you, therefore I can do what I want to you.
That's murder, but not to an animal.
Hold
Why?
on, Scout. Can I? Sorry, do you mind?
No, please.
Scout, can I ask you a couple questions?
Yes.
Okay, so you said that you're a hunter. Do you have a dog?
Yes, I have 3.
You have 3 dogs. Okay, and what are those 3 dogs' names?
Tackle, Scout, and Red.
Tackle, Scout, and
Red.
Red. I like the name Red for a dog. Okay, so I'm guessing that they all have their own unique personalities, right?
They do. And one is my service dog.
Okay, so yeah, so you can see that, Red and Scout, they're going to behave differently from each other. They have different preferences, different toys that they like. Maybe they have learned different things. Like you said, one is your service dog. And so I'm sure that dog has learned certain things that you have taught them and, all of that. So you can recognize that each one of them is unique.
Correct.
Okay. And what we're saying is that's not just limited to dogs. We're saying that all the other animals experience that as well. So the deer that you unalive, each one is different from each other. They have a different experience, a different subjective experience of the world.
I agree.
They probably have different preferences.
I agree, because when I hunt them, you can watch a group of or a herd of deer, and you can see the movements they do, the interaction with each other. I observe all that.
Yeah, so you can see that they are, in fact, individuals who want to live. I mean, they don't want you to take their life. They probably do what they can to avoid having their life being taken, right?
You're right.
Okay. And so what we're saying is, why do you think it's okay to take their life when you don't have to? And you can see in them, you can recognize that they want to live. They want to experience their life the same way that Scout does, the same way that Red does, the same way that, oh gosh, I'm sorry, I forgot the first dog.
Tackle.
Tackle does. Yeah, they all want their lives, right? And I'm sure if someone was hunting Tackle, you'd be furious about it because Tackle is their own being.
Right, I would unalive them.
Exactly. So you see how important their lives are to them, and you can recognize that they don't want to be exploited. They don't want to have their lives taken. They don't want to be oppressed. If Tackle was kept in a small cage and unable to move, that would probably really upset you, right?
Correct.
So what we're saying is that, sorry, my alarm is going off for cat's lunchtime. I don't know if you guys can hear that.
That's a good alarm, though, because it doesn't strike fear. It's like, oh, it's time.
We've had to teach the cats. Hold on, I'll mute.
I know she's been practicing her cats to be more familiar with a certain meal time. So they hear that alarm and they're like, "Oh, it's time."
Yeah, because my cat Nandor was begging really bad, so I set up an alarm that goes off during feeding time, and now he doesn't beg because he has learned that food doesn't come before the alarm goes off because they're very smart, and he's an individual, and he doesn't want to be exploited or oppressed or have his life taken for someone else to eat his flesh.
I'll give
Right?
you a little short story. It's very, very short. I raised
Well,
chickens.
I just want to first make sure that you understand like where I'm coming from with this and
I
like what
do.
I'm trying to get you to see.
I do. I understand where you're coming from, and I'm about to tell you the little story that goes with you. I married my recent wife, and we lived with my mother, and we started a little tiny farm with some chickens. We raised them for eggs, and then we had to move, and so I had to unalive them to put them in the freezer because we can't take them with us. My wife would never eat any one of those chickens, but she'll go to the grocery store and buy all kinds of chicken meat because she loves chicken. I can't get her to eat beef or fish or anything. So, but her living with those chickens and raising them like her pets, she did not want to have anything to do with them once I did that because she had an emotional tie to it. I have an emotional tie to my dogs.
She saw that those chickens she saw that they were their own beings, and it's probably really hard for her to see them having their lives taken. And so, she doesn't have the same emotional connection with other chickens, but other chickens are the same as the chickens that you guys had. They experience life and they don't want to be kept in cages. They don't want to be exploited. They don't want to have their freedom taken from them. I'm sure Scout and Red and Tackle don't want to have their freedoms taken from them, right? They want to live their life.
Right, but we raised them as pets. As humans, we domesticated the pets to be our family members. We didn't domesticate deer, cattle to be our family members.
Cows are domesticated, chickens are domesticated, pigs are domesticated, turkeys are. We have domesticated all of these different animals.
Right, but not as family pets, not as family part of the family.
There
They're
are
just
Be
people who
family pets. I had a baby bull. I had a chicken that I raised from elementary school and was able to take her home with me, and she lived and went up to my grandparents' farm, and she lived out her life there. I mean, they are no different, and they played with me just like dogs did, especially my baby bull.
right. Well, like I've seen cattle companies that unalive them. It's very fast and it's painless to them. They don't even know it even hit.
How do they do
So
that, Scout?
what's
How
that?
do they do that you've seen that can unalive them so quickly they don't feel anything?
They use it's like a pow pow with a rod in
A
it.
bolt pew pew, a bolt pew pew.
Yeah, pew pew
Yeah,
with a boat.
the majority of those times they don't even get the brain and where they need to, so those cows are still alive when they're hung upside down and their throats are cut. And then they're stripped and they're still alive going down.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree
It's
with
not
that.
100% effective. And even when they gas pigs, it's terrible.
Right.
I
You
mean,
know,
even
I go down the road and I'll see a deer on the side of the road being hit by a car, and I get emotional about that. You know, it's a horrible thing to see because we're here in their nature and taking it away from them. But if I went out in the woods and found one and pow-powed it or poo-poo, whatever y'all call it, it's fun. And it's deer meat. It's good meat. It's better than beef.
Okay, can I ask you something? So, if one of your dogs gets a disease that they would suffer if they have it, and you decide that it's better to unalive them, it's for their own benefit. Would you take that dog to a slaughterhouse because it's so humane and so good there?
No, I'll take it to a veterinarian and have them euthanized.
But Why not take them to the slaughterhouse if they don't feel any pain?
Scout, I
Are
don't
you
know if
still there? Is it my internet connection?
no, he
No,
he teacupped. We can't hear you if you step out of the app. Sometimes people get phone calls though, so they get pulled out. Scout, are you still there? Hello? Well, Scout, I'm going to okay, he left. Okay. Well, if you want, you can ask your question still. Or did you just ask it and I just had brain fart?
No, I mean I asked him if he would send his dog to a slaughterhouse.
Oh,
We
right. That's
always
what you
call
said
it
that.
so humane. Yeah, and they feel no pain, but then we would never send our pets there. So
I usually actually have said that in the past too, because like, why don't we send our companion animals that way? Is it because we know it's horrifying? You know, it's painful. No one wants to go through that. The only reason that we do that to those animals really is because you can't do any other method. It will taint the animal's flesh, right? There's just no other way to do it.
yeah. I think it's so many people get lost in this role idea. We assign them this role, therefore it's okay to treat them in the way that we assigned it to them, just because we assigned the role to them.
Yeah, that's
And
another
it
thing.
seems like that's what this person was doing.
Yeah, I don't understand how people think these arbitrary lines are justifications. It's like, I understand that your culture has drawn this line here. This animal you cuddle, this animal you eat. I understand there's cultural lines like that, but those are not justifications. Like, I don't know. I don't know why people think that's a justification. I understand as an explanation, but I don't need an explanation. I grew up in a very similar culture. I want to know why. All right, let's get some more people up here. By the way, Chip, lovely to have you up here. Thank you for coming up.
Hello.
Lovely to be here.
Awesome. Hey, Gixer. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Gixer, are you over 18?
Yep.
All right, cool. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Because I eat too much to, I guess, for the calorie intake and the protein.
How many calories? How many calories did you eat today, or are you gonna eat today?
Between 4 and 4,500.
Yeah, I was almost certain you are not going to beat me. I eat 5,000 to 5,500 calories every day.
Cool. I don't want to stuff myself completely and be like all bloated and walking around with a bunch of vegetables in my gut, I guess. So I eat chicken and steak.
What makes you think?
Red meat.
What makes you think you can't find high calorie foods on a plant-based diet?
Nothing appeals to me. Nothing tastes good.
So it's not the caloric intake.
Well, it's the calorie content and the taste of the food. I find it just not appealing to me.
Okay. Here's an interesting take, Gixer. What if dog flesh tasted 3 times better and offered twice the calories and twice the protein? Would you be in favor of slaughtering dogs for food?
I just checked you out. There's no way you're eating 5,000 calories a day.
I don't have to prove it to you.
You're lean. Like,
yeah, I burn a lot of calories. I'm one of those people.
8 to 12%.
You need, Gixer, you need to go look at Chip. You need to go look at Chip.
Yeah.
He is ripped. He is
That's
ripped.
what I'm saying. He's too lean to be eating that much.
Bro, I don't have to, like, I walk on a treadmill all day. That's why I eat so much. But yet again, like...
Do you have a job?
Yeah, I work as a software engineer. That's why I'm on the treadmill all day in front of a desk. But the question still remains, if dog flesh tasted 3 times better and provided twice the calories and twice the protein, would you be in favor of forcing dogs into bad places?
Not enough meat on them.
Well, it's more meat than there is on a chicken for sure, right?
Depends what kind of dog, I guess.
And you get iron.
So you all know. Yeah. So you might get iron. You will get all the nutrition that you need by doing this to dogs. Would you be in favor of doing it to dogs?
I don't know. Is it your dog? My dog? Whose dog is it?
Just a dog brought into existence specifically to be used in this way.
I mean, why not? I probably ate it already anyways. Who knows? I eat a lot of Chinese food.
Oh, interesting. But the person before you would probably shoot you if they see you doing that. Interesting. Okay, that's fine.
No one's gonna shoot me,
So
but
yes.
I
So
appreciate the
what
attempt.
about other humans? What if
Not
other
worth it.
humans tasted 10 times better?
Hell yeah!
So you would be in,
Like
in
you, for
favor
example.
of?
Let's say you and I got in a car accident, right?
No.
I'm sorry. I don't want to entertain that. If
Yeah.
he says that it's okay, it's like, okay, you're he didn't sound like he's being honest to begin with anyway. He's just here to fight you.
Yeah.
I just don't want to waste our time with that. But
That was terrifying.
yeah, hey Keith.
Hey Keith.
Hello.
Yeah, I agree.
Hello.
Yeah. Gross. Anyway, but did you want to like state your last question? Because I know you were about ready to ask him something. He's still in the audience.
No, it was nothing important. No, I'm sure he was just trolling. Like being in favor of doing this to humans is almost obviously a sign of trolling or not being honest.
Would you prefer, and this is for anybody on the panel, would you prefer that I leave the troll for you to, you can mute them and I'll take the hint to take them down if you want, but like leave them if you want to keep talking to them?
I'm okay with whatever you choose to do.
Okay. Everybody else, how do you guys feel?
I'm good. Whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Depends on the troll.
So depends on the troll. Okay, I'll leave the troll with Keith. That's what I heard.
Bring him back up, the same dude.
No,
or
no,
what?
I'm not bringing him back up. But,
Okay.
I mean, if he accidentally gets up here, you guys are welcome to talk to him. I'll try to not be so end happy. I've been doing that lately because I'm like, I don't want to waste my time with you. And then I sit here and monologue. All right. Hey, Shaggy.
Hey.
Hi. Are you over 18?
Yes, I am. I'm actually 23.
Right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I'm not vegan mainly because I believe it's a hypocritical practice. Most of the vegans where I live eat foods from farms, which I actually hunt off of. Every vegan I've always known always screams is, oh yeah, well I don't ever eat anything from a farm where they slaughter deer to protect the food. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happens all over the country.
Did you just say you hunt from a soy farm?
Not from soy farms, any farm. You eat corn? Deers like corn.
No. So wait, so you don't hunt from farms, as you said. Okay.
I didn't say soy farms. Deers don't like soy. They like corn. They like cabbage. They like tomatoes. If you want to eat any of that, a hunter has to go there every fall. They have to kill deer because if not, the farmers are going to end up hitting those deer.
Do you know what a strawman argument is?
Do you know what eating dog tastes like? Because I could easily do that too if I actually had to, but unlike them, deers actually taste pretty good. And most vegans I've actually came across, especially
So do you know what a strawman? Do you know what a strawman argument is?
No, I do not.
Okay. It's when you misrepresent an argument, because it seems like you don't know what being vegan means, and you're just coming up with this nonsense excuse of committing one of the worst things we do as humans. But maybe ask questions before. It would make you look better if you just ask questions when there's something you don't know. So Shaggy, before we go further, I'll just tell you right here, being vegan means being against the exploitation of animals. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I know what that means, but did you know that you're actually exploiting animals by eating their food? That's like me saying, oh yeah, I can't eat deer because I like to eat corn.
Can you explain to me what exploitation means? Can you explain to me what exploitation means?
Exploitation is taking of their habitat and exploiting them physically.
So you don't know what exploitation
is like me telling you is like, hey, since you're strong and fit, get out in the cotton field. That is wrong. And yet you're just sitting here and stating is, oh, I want to eat tomatoes. I want to eat everything that deer eat. Yet you don't want the blood on your hands from eating.
Shaggy, do you realize that you just used the word exploit to define the word exploit?
What?
Yeah, you said.
What does exploitation mean?
Dude, I'm dealing with a 1-year-old right now. Jesus, buddy, can't even climb up on that.
Is that you, the 1-year-old, or is it somebody else?
But no, I'm trying to explain it like this, man. If you like corn, and you want to expect to eat corn almost every
What
day.
is exploitation, Shaggy? What is exploitation?
Why are you wanting to focus on exploitation? I'm just trying to point out to you how you're a hypocrite.
Because no, Shaggy,
By saying that you don't want to exploit
Sure,
deers,
Shaggy,
yet you want to
Shaggy.
use hunters to hunt said deers just to eat the deer's food.
Yeah, so the reason why I'm focused on exploitation is because veganism is an anti-exploitation position. So in order for you to have a counter argument against it, you need to understand what exploitation is. So I'll ask you yet again, what is exploitation? For example, when can you say that you're being exploited?
It's okay if you don't know either, but you're muted.
Yeah, I don't think he knows what it means.
Yeah, it's all right if you don't. We can tell you what it means, but it's important that you know the definition or know what we're talking about so we're understanding each other.
Like, and there's like a lot of things that y'all have actually said that I know for 100% fact is wrong. Like, for instance, the slitting of cows' throats in slaughter farms. That's
Shaggy,
not
what is
actually what that's for.
exploitation? What is exploitation, Shaggy?
Well, firstly, stop focusing on exploitation because I'm actually trying to teach you people something.
Are you guys okay if I just
why
drop
we cut the cow's throats is because the FDA requires that there is no blood in the body at all during processation.
Shaggy, how can you teach us? How can you teach us? I accidentally follow you now. How can you teach us about a position of saying that you're trying to teach us against our anti-exploitation move by not knowing what exploitation is? Because
I'm not trying to teach you anti-exploitation. I'm trying to teach you
that's
that
what veganism
a lot
is.
of you don't even know what the hell you're talking.
How can we not know what we're talking about when our position is against exploitation?
You want to constantly scream about that is like me looking at you and telling you, okay, well, since
okay, I'm gonna keep him muted, and I want you to just tell him what he needs to know real quick, and then we'll see if he's still gonna be he's not having a conversation. He's literally just spouting what he wants to say. So if you want to say, maybe give him a little more of our topic, give him another opportunity. I'm really close. Yeah, exactly. I'm very close to just dropping him because he's not being receptive to you at all.
Yeah, so Shaggy, just to be clear, exploitation means unfair usage towards the individual that you're exploiting. It means essentially benefiting from them, benefiting from them, from their I don't know, usage, you using them in any matter, you forcing them in a situation, and you benefiting from it, and you doing it only for your benefit, not for theirs. So I try to kind of explain to you what exploitation means. Now, can you explain to me why? Like, do you understand why we would be against exploitation of animals?
I understand why you're against the exploitation of animals, but I don't know why in the world y'all are screaming constantly, oh yeah, well, we don't want to harm animals. But yet you proceed to buy from the same people who go to hunters like me, and they say, hey, we want to maximize profits, and the only way that we can do that is by harming animals. That
How
makes
can we
you
choose,
a
Shaggy?
hypocrite.
Shaggy,
That's
how
like
can we
me
choose?
saying-
Shaggy, tell me. I don't know. I want to be a better person. Tell me, how can I make a better choice where I'm no longer a hypocrite? Please tell me, Shaggy.
There is no choice. You're going to be a hypocrite no matter what.
Okay,
If
so
you just
Shaggy,
scream, I don't
you
want to
just
hurt
came
animals,
here. Okay,
and yet you
so
want to
Shaggy,
garden
you
yourself.
just came
You have
here.
to kill bugs in your garden.
So Shaggy, you just came to this panel to complain about something without actually providing a solution. Because you see, when we're complaining about animal exploitation, we're also providing a solution. And the solution, in the case for food, that is a plant-based diet. In the case for clothing, that is wear clothes that don't exploit animals, like pleather instead of leather, like cotton or whatever. In the case of entertainment, get your entertainment without going to a zoo or where they exploit animals. There's all of these solutions for them. Are they perfect? No, they're not perfect. Of course not. But they're better than the alternative. So why would you come in here, tell us you're hypocrites without providing a solution to it? Like, what could you possibly stand to gain from it?
The only thing that I can tell you about being a hypocrite is that if you're going to constantly scream is, oh, well, eating meat's wrong. That's like me telling you is like, oh yeah, that bug that you killed to actually save your crops, that's wrong too.
Shaggy, eating meat is wrong because you have an alternative to it. And FYI, when you eat meat and you have a problem, no, Shaggy, it's time for you to be quiet for a second.
It's time for me to be quiet.
Yeah, it's time for you to be quiet. Thank you. So FYI, when you eat meat, all those crop deaths that you complain about, they happen also in the production of meat because our animals are fed crops. In fact, most of the crops we grow are to feed the animals. So your claim of us being hypocrites is insane. When you come here calling us hypocrites without you even realizing that you're supporting what you're claiming we're supporting.
All right,
Do you see
then let
the
me ask you
irony?
this. Let me ask you this. If an animal attacks a human being, do you think that animal should be euthanized?
No, I think that a human being has the right to self-defense, of course. And if that implies
Then
killing
yes,
that
it should
animal,
be
then that's okay.
euthanized.
Sure, but
Did you know
do you
that
think
more
any of these
cows
animals have
attack people
attacked you?
every year than sharks do?
Sorry, what animals attack humans?
Cows attack more human beings and end up taking their lives more than sharks
Dude,
do. That is a
dude,
known fact.
that
That is why
source,
human
trust me,
beings
bro.
eat cows.
Trust me, bro,
Not true,
source, huh?
Shaggy. Not true.
Actually, it is
Wait,
true.
just to be
You can look
clear,
it up. It's on.
just to be clear, if we take that fact that you just said, that's in favor of veganism. Shouldn't be breeding those cows into existence. They take the life of too many humans, right? That's a vegan argument. You just said we shouldn't breed more of these animals because they're taking precious human life.
And that's like me saying to you is, oh, well,
I'm really done with your garbage. You're not here in good faith. You're here to be an a-hole. And what a bad example you are for your child.
oh, so what if
Terrible, terrible parent. Go focus on your child. Your child is crying into the
Wow.
mic.
Wow.
Cows kill people. Sorry, it's fun. You're muted.
Yeah, I mean, most of those cows on cow unalignments are literally situations of like running with the bulls or other bullfighting situations or rodeos. It's like, yeah, humans get unalive because they put them in a confined space, cause them to buck, they get freaked out, they get thrown from their backs, and then they get trampled because they, like idiots, put themselves in that situation in the first place. Like,
It's not even that situation. I actually have read that a lot of people are unalived by cows, but it's the same way as you describe. They're putting themselves in that situation. They're doing this usually happens because they're exploiting the cow, right? Every time I've heard of a slave, honestly, unaliving their slave owner, I'm on the side of the slave. So
I mean, and like mind you too, like in terms of like total human interactions with both animals per year, the number of times that a human interacts with a shark directly, whether it's intentional or incidental, is going to be like at most like a couple hundred incidents per year of that happening with humans, whereas there's millions of daily interactions going on with cattle and cows all the time.
Yep.
And yet,
Well,
Go ahead.
a little interesting factoid is that actually humans kill more sharks than sharks kill humans every year. So
I was gonna say I saw a post actually just this morning about that very thing that we unalive way more sharks than they do of us. It's like 10 a year or something like that. I don't even remember. It was a really low number.
I think
How-
I mean, well, because of shark fin soup, that's where the majority of them happen. Plus, when they drag the nets.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, it's not even on purpose most of the time. Something else that I just want to add before we go to the next commenter. A lot of these farmers that are unalived by the cows, it's also sometimes not the cow themselves, but the giant poop lagoons. People don't understand how dangerous the off-gassing is, and they get too close and it knocks them out face first into a pool of crap. And then they're unalived. You want to go that way? What a terrible way to die. What a terrible way to die. A lung full of crap. And all because they put those animals there. It's gross. Go look it up. It's a huge problem. We should stop breeding animals and making giant poop lagoons. ATAC, are you still there? Looks like we're still loading you in. Oh, guess not. Bookhaven. Hey, are you over 18? Bookhaven. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Last cut. Lust cut. I'm sorry. Lust cut. Are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
What year were you born?
I was born 2005.
Okay. I don't know about that. You sound very young. We'll go with it. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Because I like meat.
Okay. Do you know what the definition of veganism is?
No.
So it's an ethical principle against the exploitation of sentient beings. So let's say someone was exploiting you, and they only did so because people were giving them money to benefit from your exploitation.
Yeah.
I, as a vegan, I wouldn't give your oppressor money because I know that you care about what happens to you. You're a sentient being just like me.
Yeah.
Does that sound like that aligns with your own principles?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. So have you heard the word vegan?
Yes.
Tell me what you think it means.
Just eating vegetables and no meat.
I mean, that's something that can happen, but veganism is, like I said, it's the principal stance against the exploitation of other beings. So if I can avoid demanding your exploitation, as the example I gave you, I do so.
Yep.
Okay. So what is it that you think you need from animals that would justify what we do to them? It's okay if you don't know.
Well, there's milk, eggs,
But what do you need from those things?
animals
No, I mean, so you drink milk. Why do you drink milk?
because cow. And that's really
Why?
good protein.
Why? Okay,
It's
so
good
it's for protein.
It's good.
Okay.
It's good protein, and it's good for your muscles and bones.
So
Can I
Oh,
can I
please
try
go ahead.
something with him? Yeah. So Lust, what can we remove from a human being? Like I have this machine that could modify the genes of every human being. What could I remove from a human being that would make it okay to farm them, exploit them, and then eventually unalive them? Just like you said, for optional protein, for protein that I could get from other sources, but I choose to get it from them.
But that's secret. That's your own kind.
So what can I remove from them that would make it okay for me to farm them?
Nothing.
Okay. So then it's wrong to do it to humans, but it's okay to do it to animals, all because humans are my own kind, you said?
Yes, but back in the Stone Ages, back way back, humans was born to eat meat. They used to eat meat raw, but then
No, they didn't.
civilization.
No,
yeah.
they didn't. No, please stop with this nonsense. No, please, just stop it. No, that's not true. First of all, don't. Let's not push the nonsense of people getting even sicker from eating raw meat. So I'll have to ask you because you said that there's nothing we can remove from humans. Yet the other animal is okay. But humans
Yep.
are animals also, so I could call any other animal my own kind simply for them being from the vertebrate category called animals.
Well, not
So
really, because there's different. There's humans, there's animals,
yeah.
there's insects, there's
Oh, okay. So you
fish.
don't understand. Is a human an animal?
No,
Oh, okay. Okay, so a human is not. What's an animal then?
an animal is something that walks on four legs or swims.
Oh, so kangaroo is not an animal.
It is an animal.
Oh, but it doesn't work on four legs.
It actually does walk on four legs, but it mostly stands up to
Yeah.
make a big posture.
So a chicken, does a chicken walk on four legs?
No.
Oh, is a chicken an animal?
Now I don't eat chickens though.
So a chicken is not an animal.
Well, a chicken is an animal.
But a chicken does not walk on four legs.
No, two.
Yeah, so then your definition, the chicken does not subscribe to your definition of animal. So what's an animal?
Something that walks on four legs and swims.
Okay. Yeah, so both walking on four legs and swims. Well, I gotta ask this one question and then I'm done. What is last? Are you here?
Yep.
What is 4 divided by 4?
4 divided by 4. Why?
Okay, so you don't know. Okay, well, no, because we just require a little bit of basic, understanding of anything in order to have a conversation. And 4 divided by 4 seems like a pretty easy thing to see whether you have the basic knowledge of something.
I think that was a great test. I think he seemed very not understanding of things.
I was just like, that's what I was asking my son. I'm like, how could somebody not realize they're not a human or mammal and a human? And he's like, the kid's probably trolling you.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Or
like,
he's
that's
that dumb.
That's like basic biology. You learn that in like elementary school.
It is.
We are animals. Yeah. A lot of people are of the maturity of like a 6th grader. So
he was 4. He was 4.
That's true. He was way down there.
That's scary. That people are not intelligent enough to know that.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, okay. I guess we're being mean to the guests now. All right. I'm sorry. My intention wasn't to be mean to them. It was just more like it's almost unbelievable how hard it was for them to understand what we were talking about.
Well, you can be mean to people who don't know what 4 divided by 4 is. I'm sorry, but if you're past the age of 10 and you don't know what 4 divided by 4 is, then we can be mean to you. You like Jesus Christ, 4 divided by 4. I learned it when I was 7 years old.
I mean, even if someone doesn't know 4 divided by 4, they could understand morality, but it's the point that you're making though is like, do you even know basic stuff here? Like, are you willing to look into things when you don't know it? Or are you just going to be prideful and be like, I do know, or, you're going to make up an answer. He did say he didn't know, but for everything else, he was talking like he knew the answer, even though he was saying, what, if you could relate it to the 4 divided by 4, he wasn't saying 1, he was saying 3 and 6 and 9. So it's like, come on, let's get to the point. You know where we're going with this. You are an animal. Stop trying to dodge that. Animal is someone who has 2 legs and can swim. We have humans that don't have 2 legs that can swim.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, when people are sitting there trying to describe humans, that's when you really see, honestly, their ableism come out, because they're like, humans are this group of things, and if you're not that, then you're not a human. It's like, but there are so many humans outside of the line you just drew. It's just, I don't know. People.
I can't hear you, Anna.
I just hit the mute button. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Speedy.
okay.
Oh, Speedy, you didn't want to come up. X Brox. Hey, are you over 18? You just muted yourself. Oh, there we go. X Brox, are you over 18?
Yes.
Ooh, sadly not. DM07. Hey,
Hello?
are you? Oh gosh, are you guys all from the same Discord? Soli, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's too many children.
Hello? I can't hear you.
Yeah, you're muted, Anna.
Does someone else want to start this one? No? Okay. True investment. So, why aren't you vegan yet?
I'm trying to figure out how y'all get your taurine. And
My
y'all
taurine?
your taurine.
My body produces it.
The body?
Yeah, my body produces
That
taurine.
nope. The only way you can get your taurine is through. I'm a hunter, and we
Well, source,
take
trust
the
me,
deer.
bruh. Source, trust me, bro. Huh? The only way to get your torrent
Hold
is
on,
if you
True.
take it from the outside. Sorry.
Excuse
True.
me, sir.
True. Can you tell me
Don't
what
talk
the
to me like
word
that.
True? Can you tell me what the word endogenous means?
Abominous? What's that
En-
mean?
Endogenous.
Indigenous?
Dude, this is Mike Brigandy.
That's why the name looks
We don't get-
familiar.
Where y'all get your D12
There's
from?
no way this isn't Mike Brigandy.
Damn it, man. I was like, that name looks so familiar. Do you want to stay up here, Mike, or do you want me to drop you?
I just want some D12. That's all.
Damn it. Everyone should go check out Mike Burgundy. He's a great activist. He does other activism, has really great lives. You should definitely check him out. He does political stuff. He speaks up for trans individuals, and he does animal rights. He's a great activist in general. He also talks about religion a lot. He's very anti-religion and tries to talk to people about the logic behind it. So if you get a chance, please go check out Mike Burgundy. He's hilarious.
I was like, I heard this accent one too many times.
I know. I was like, who
No,
is
it's pretty
this?
funny. Yeah.
I really
Is he on
recognize.
TikTok? Is he on TikTok or
Yeah.
YouTube?
Well, technically he's on both right now.
Oh.
But his accounts are both on both. Yeah. TikTok
Oh,
and
okay.
YouTube. Look up Mike Burgundy. That was
Okay.
hilarious. I was sitting there like, why does this sound so familiar? It's been a minute though. I took last week off, so I totally forgot.
I think it was I really caught on when he like gave like the mocking version of like endogenous.
The word, yeah.
Like,
I was
okay.
like, wait a second.
Endoragonous? What's
All
that?
There was also, he said something about hunting, and I instantly was taken back to when he said he gets iron from deer pee. And I was like, how do you get iron from, how do you even get their pee? And he's like, you go up to them and you tickle them.
God.
It's terrible. Anyway, thank you, Mike, for the laugh. We needed that. All right. Oh, I bumped my headphone. Ty, come on up. Uh-oh. Were you waiting too long? Darn. Ty, if you want, you can try to come up again.
Morning.
Sorry.
You muted again, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's because I keep touching my mic, and that's right where the button is. Are you over 18?
Yes, I'm 33.
Okay, right on. So why aren't you vegan yet?
It just doesn't taste good, honestly.
Okay. So
Like
what have you tried that's vegan?
Tried chicken alternatives and that. I don't know what you call it. I guess it'd be like tofu based. Some tofu dishes are all right, but I would kind of more eat it as being tofu rather than as meat.
Okay.
Or as a substitute. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't found enough food that's really on the same taste level as meat.
So do you know what veganism means?
Yeah, it's not using any animal products, not eating any animal products, and that on an ethical basis.
That's pretty close. Veganism is a principled stance against the exploitation of others. So if I can avoid demanding someone's exploitation, I do so. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Does that align with your own principles? If you saw someone was being enslaved, would you give their oppressor money?
Yeah, no. So if we're talking about humans, it would align with my principles. But with animals, I wouldn't put animals on the same equilateral as humans.
Okay, so what more?
Animals as other and human.
Yeah, I mean non-human animals. So what is it, morally speaking, that separates humans and non-human animals that morally justifies the difference in treatment?
I mean, I would argue that there's a difference in sentience level in how we see animals and that. So, for example, I wouldn't put a cow on the same intellectual level as a human because a cow's not going to communicate.
What is
in the
sentience?
same way. Sentience is self-awareness.
So sentience is just the ability to have a subjective experience. So you have your own subjective emotions like pain, joy, loss.
Yeah.
So it's not about how rich your sentience is. Sentience just means you have the ability to experience. What you're talking about is more along the lines of like sapience or intelligence, right? It's about what you
That's
know.
fair.
So,
Yeah.
wouldn't you agree, though, that we have humans in our group that aren't sapient? They're just sentient, but we still respect them? Like they're not able to communicate, but that doesn't matter, right? We still find it
Yeah,
immoral.
I think yeah, to a degree we sort of still see them as humans because they visually look like humans. Yes.
Right, exactly. So we see ourselves in them, right? We know
Yeah.
if we were them, we would still want to be respected and not exploited.
Yes. Yeah.
What if that person wasn't aware of their exploitation? Would it be moral then?
If we're talking about another human and that you
Yep.
generally wouldn't see it as moral, no.
I agree. So then what is it between that human that we just described and animals that morally justifies the treatment? The difference
I
in
guess
treatment.
you'd say, you know, the way we compartmentalize it is probably the big difference.
Do you think that justifies taking everything away from someone just because we compartmentalize?
Does it necessarily justify it? Probably not.
I can understand where you're coming from, but yeah, it doesn't morally justify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm probably someone that would, don't get me wrong in that I'll still eat meat and stuff like that, but at the same time in that I'm more along the lines of I would hunt and get the animal what I need to eat and not more really. I'm not really a fan of factory farming, if that makes sense.
Okay, why don't you like factory farming?
Well, I think because innately in that we already know that the animals are going to be unloved, right? So to a degree in that we don't want to worsen the conditions that they live while they're living.
So it's about their experiences.
Yes, to a degree.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. That's why we have those humane options, those labels, right? So that we know that the animal's experiences, or at least the label tells us this animal didn't have a terrible experience, right? That's what we're reading from that label.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if their experiences matter, wouldn't it be preferable if we could get everything we needed without using the animals?
Oh, it'd be ideal. I mean, but for me, if I had a vast selection of, say, vegan food and that which equally tasted and enhanced my experience, and I guess this is where humans are a little bit selfish, that vegan food would had as many options that equally tasted as nice to me as thing, and that then I would probably go vegan.
So let's say we have a lot of
two.
alternatives right now, and many of them are delicious. But let's say that we don't have anything that is as delicious as animal flesh, but it meets all your nutritional needs. What do you think is morally better? You using those alternatives or the animal losing their life? Who has it harder, I guess? That's a better question. You eating alternatives or the animal being walked into a slaughterhouse?
I mean, me eating the alternative in that it would be ideal. However, impulse in humans is going to overtake that.
Well, are you an adult?
Yes.
Do you make decisions for yourself?
Yes, but
do you decide? Do you think that we should respect each other, or do you think we should just do what we want to each other out of convenience and pleasure?
I mean, there's what we should do, but there's then sort of more likely what.
So how do we get to the world that we want to see?
I suppose in baby steps, it'd be a very, very slow process.
Do you know your part in the supply and demand of this?
Well, I mean, if we're going off my arguments in that, you would have to have a more, like I said, you'd have to have an equal kind of alternative in that met the same.
So you can get what nutrient do you think you can't get from plants?
No, I'm not arguing that.
Okay, so we already went over taste pleasure, and you agreed that it would be preferable for you to take the alternative, even if it doesn't taste as good.
Yeah, no, but then I also said that, like I said, your want for that thing, so your ideal,
Do you
will
know what?
overtake.
Do you know what a moral agent is?
Sorry.
Do you know what a moral agent is? It's okay if you don't. It's kind of an obscure term that most people don't come across. I had to look it up myself. Moral patient, or excuse me, a moral agent.
Not another term I'm familiar with. No, sorry.
Okay, that's fine. It's just a word that we use that describes individuals that can understand morality, understand that, you know, you can weigh things out. You can also be held accountable for your actions. That's a moral agent.
So kind of like choices and consequences.
It's like an adult who has a child, right? They're the moral agent in that situation. They know, they can understand morality. They know what's right and wrong. A child, on the other hand, may or may not understand morality, may have some idea of it, but children do things that are immoral all the time. That's why they have parents, or that's why we keep parents together.
Yeah, being moral agent. So it's a superior in your morality.
Yeah. So, well, it's not that they're inferior. It's just that they're still learning or they don't understand. So they're what we call a moral patient. And moral agents have an obligation to not take advantage of moral patients, because moral patients are often vulnerable to moral agents. Again, with the example of like a parent to a child, right? Just because a parent has the power over a child, that doesn't give them the right to oppress or exploit that child, right? To treat them unfairly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is it then between the dynamics of humans and animals that in your mind says it's okay to actually exploit and oppress animals, but it's not okay to exploit and oppress humans? What in your mind makes that difference? Is there a trait?
What makes that difference?
Go ahead.
No, I think we just we, as being sort of our own species, we kind of put humans on that pedestal that we don't put animals on.
I agree, but that doesn't morally justify an action, right? That explains maybe why an action is happening, but that doesn't morally justify it. What morally justifies it?
But I would also say that to a degree, morality is kind of relative, because everyone's morality is going to kind of sit differently.
Okay, but we agree on some things. It doesn't matter
on some things, yes.
Yeah, we agree. I'm sure you agree that no one should violate your autonomy.
Correct.
Right? You shouldn't have to have a deep conversation with them. You shouldn't have to tell them. They should just not exploit or oppress you, right?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Why should we do that? I agree, but we want to get down to the why. Why should anybody respect your autonomy?
I think that kind of goes in our societal rules.
Well, no, because we talked about there are humans, right, that can't give to society. They don't provide anything. They can't reciprocate morality. We would still find it immoral to exploit them. So what is it between us that separates us, that makes it okay to enslave animals, but not to enslave humans?
I wish I could tell you, but like I said, I don't think a lot of people know the answer to that question, unfortunately.
I can offer an answer if you're up for it.
I'm happy to hear your opinion on it.
Okay. So because we see ourselves, we already covered this, we see ourselves in other humans. We know that other humans are having a subjective experience, regardless of their intelligence or ability to give to society or reciprocate morality, right? If we were that human, we see ourselves in them, we know that we would want to be respected, right?
Yep.
Okay, and that's all because we care about what happens to us. Animals are also sentient. They're our cousins, in fact. You know, they have very similar anatomies, and they respond similar to stimuli that we do, like pain, joy. Like we're seeing these patterns in them. So knowing that animals are sentient, that means that we don't have a justification anymore to keep using them, because we have humans that fit basically the same paradigm as them. So just because someone looks different and thinks differently and you can violate them, that doesn't mean that it's moral or fair. And in fact, because we don't need to do this, it's actually quite easy to stop supporting this. So what's stopping you from leaving this conversation vegan, respecting everybody?
Like I said to you earlier, Nat, it's taste.
You would have to give me
Okay, so
something
what if
that's
you found
equally
out that
fulfilling.
humans taste like 10 times better than any animal? Is that going to morally justify farming and breeding humans for taste pleasure?
Nah, because I think that'd be a bit impractical.
Oh, why is it impractical? We've done it before.
Well, see, I think that sort of takeaway is that when you
No, you're
when you
not
sort
answering
of
my question. What if human
I'm
flesh
getting to it.
tasted 10 times better and it was already on the shelf? Would you start purchasing human flesh that was farmed and bred?
Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't eat my own species. That'd be a little bit strange.
They've made sure that the humans they farmed are not infected, just like the animals. So the dangers of
It's
eating human flesh is just as dangerous as eating animal flesh.
And
yeah,
they
like you said,
remove that gene.
it's
And they
not a
remove
matter
that
of.
gene that makes it the same species. So they would essentially not be the same species as you.
But I'd
They
still
would just
visually,
remove part of the genome. Would that be okay?
because I'd still visually, with what my eyes comprehend, view that as a human being. So it wouldn't make a difference on the internal.
All right, what if we give them dog ears?
Sorry.
What if we give them dog ears?
Then it'd be a yiff, but it still wouldn't change my perception.
All right, what if I give them a dog tail on top of that?
Well, we if we go off evolution theory, we had tails before we evolved anyway. So
Okay, what if I give them dog paws on top of that?
yeah, like I said, no matter how you sort of spin it, and that like the rationale in that is you still know it's human, so you're still
The point
going
is,
to.
if I keep adding visual traits to this human being to eventually make them look like a dog, would you say that their human DNA would be the important part, or the way they look, or would it be their human experience?
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. I would still perceive it as a human because I go into that knowing that that's already a
Wait,
human.
sorry,
and
but
you're
again,
making me take
visually, this entity that's appeared in the world now looks like a dog.
I mean, you can genetically modify it all you want, but like I said, I know the initial build to that is a human, so I'm not going to eat anything that's that closely related to my own species, and that's not out of whether it's healthy for my body or not. It's stuff that's just like to me, it'd
But
just
it
be
has
very
no
weird.
like real moral consideration of the individual. It's just based on how they look, which is just lookism.
You can morally spin it however you like. Like I said, it
Not
wouldn't change my
morally
perception.
spinning. It's just what you're genuinely doing. You're building a moral stance based off of a fallacious take. In this case, that fallacious take is lookism.
I mean, you could argue that, but that's what I'm saying. Perceptively going into that scenario, and that it's already
But
established
why?
as is a human, and that you've just
Why?
genetically modified it.
So, Big Girl, I'm understanding your position, but why is that your position?
That's my position
Why?
because that's how I justify it.
Yeah, I understand that's how you justify it, but the question is why?
I mean, I could try and explain to you, but you're not necessarily going to understand because it's a sort of, as I referenced before, and that morality is relative. You know, like not
I
everybody
understand that.
goes in morality.
So morality is subjective, but you see, the thing about morality is that it's subjective and objectively applied. We have all these interesting rules, like the golden rule, like the veil of ignorance. We have all these interesting rules to build upon morality. And of course, eventually it is subjective, but as we've seen time and time again, we all kind of follow the same moral rules. However, you see, the reason why I'm interested in why is because you seem to draw this arbitrary line essentially between individuals. You're saying if they're of your own species, if they're of your own group, then they deserve moral consideration. But if they're outside of that, they don't. And I'm looking for a logical reason on why that is, because we're not asking you to cuddle the individuals. We're asking you to not exploit them. So I think when it comes to doing something as bad as taking their whole existence away for a 10-minute meal, you should have a way better explanation other than because I want to or because that's how I see them. Because I don't think if you were in the position of the victim, you would accept it as a justification if somebody said, well, I just see you as a meal. Therefore, it's justified for me to unalive you and, consume you, chop you into
I'm a bit
pieces.
more nihilistic than that. So, I mean, if I was in the position of the victim and that, I'd kind of deem myself as already being doomed and kind of give up anyway.
Well, that's not the question. No. You see, let's not change
Right.
the situation. So if you're in the position of the victim and you could choose to either be the victim or not be the victim, what would you want?
Well, I mean, if I'm in the position of the victim and that, and tables turn in that, then I eat the human from the animal perspective, and then it still goes back to what I said before. And that,
So
if I'm
if
the
you're in the
animal and that, I'm
position
not
of the
eating.
victim, no. So if you're in the position of the victim, I'll ask you again: would you want somebody to unalive you and chop you into pieces, or would you not want to? All you have to do is say what you want, and that would happen.
I mean, there's what I want and what actually happens, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No.
I
But
might
you
not
see, this
want
is
it,
the
Nat, but it's still going to happen.
No, this is the Izoat fallacy, because what we're talking about is what things should be, and you're talking about how things are. So I'm asking you, if you're in the position of the victim and you could choose how things will be, will you choose to continuously, would you just say, no, he made a pretty good reason because he wants to, it's okay for him to unalive me and chop me into pieces?
I mean, moralistically, I might not think that's okay at the time, but at the same time, in that it's a food chain argument. We are the top
So
of the
if
food
you are
chain.
not,
We're going to eat
so
everything under us.
So if you were not in the position, when you were in the position of the victim, you would not accept the justification, then all of us here are trying to speak up on behalf of the victims because they sadly don't have a voice. So when
Right.
we're trying to speak up on the behalf of the victims, why should we accept your justification for unaliving and chopping them into pieces strictly because you want to? How is that a fair justification to treat somebody?
Is it fair? Definitely not. Is it,
So
do
you're
you have
acting
to accept my
unfairly.
justification? You don't have to accept my justification.
So you're acting unfairly. We've established that. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think
And
that you acting unfairly is something you should continue doing? Do you see yourself as a fair person or as an unfair person?
I think everyone has the propensity to be unfair.
Well, no, because you're being unfair, not towards individuals that maybe have harmed you or maybe are whatever. You're being unfair to individuals who are extremely defenseless and have no voice. Essentially, you're being unfair to the most innocent individuals on the planet. It's like babies, like essentially like human babies. Like if you could kick a human baby, would you?
Like I said, I don't put them on the same. I don't put them in the same equilateral.
Okay.
So
Sure. So here's an
the false
interesting thought
equivalency.
experiment for you. So if you walk down the street and you see somebody kicking a dog, what would you do? Would you join them? Would you say something, try to stop them? Or would you just walk on by, say nothing?
No, I'd stop them from kicking the dog because like I said, I put the dog on higher in the hierarchy than I would the cow.
So when you
Funny
go
how
and
food
stop
chain
them,
works now.
sure. So when you go and stop them, he says, wait, relax. I'm just doing it for exercise. Would you then say, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were doing it for exercise. Then it's okay. Have at it.
Oh man, I wouldn't really care. But like I said, like our mate said in the comments, I'm an Aussie, and that if I seen someone kicking a dog, I'd probably beat their head in. But
Wait. No. You said that if they're doing it for exercise, would you still try to stop them?
yeah, because it's a dog.
Oh, okay. So you try to stop them. Okay.
No, I
But
would
what
stop
if
them.
instead
There was
of
no try.
Okay. So what if when you try to stop them, they're telling you, relax, I'm gonna eat them afterwards?
I would have punched him out already. It wouldn't matter.
Oh, so is it okay to eat dogs?
I mean, some countries do.
No, is it okay according to your values to eat dogs?
I wouldn't eat a dog, but people in Vietnam eat dogs. So I mean,
Is it okay according to your
perception of morality,
values
like
to
I
eat
referenced
dogs?
before.
Can you please answer my question? Is it
I
okay
did answer
according
your
to your
question. I
values
said
to
I
eat?
don't think it's
You did
okay
not
to
know.
eat dogs,
Oh, okay. So it's not okay to eat
but
dogs
other
according to
countries
you.
do do it.
Okay. So let me ask you this: do you think a dog chooses to be born a dog?
I don't fucking know. I'm not a dog.
Does a dog choose to be born a dog?
It's just a dog.
Does a dog choose to be born a dog? You don't have to know. You don't have to be a dog to know this.
Probably not. But what else is a dog going to be?
Oh, okay. If does a cow choose to be born a cow?
Like, are you going to make a point here, or like are you just going to keep going hypothetical?
I need your confirmation that you understand
You're just
some form of
spamming
simplicity.
hypotheticals at this
I
point. It's
really
getting
need
really
some form of
ridiculous.
confirmation. It's very simple. A dog does not choose to be born a dog, and a
I
cow
don't know.
does
Going
not
up, Betsy
choose
the
to be
cow out
born
the
a
back.
cow.
Like,
Yeah, so
when
and the
milk her
cow does
next.
not choose. A cow does not choose to be born a cow. So I'm just curious, what makes you think it's okay to discriminate based on how somebody is born?
Like I referenced this
What?
before. They're
Let's
not on
do
the.
this.
They're not on the
What is
same.
okay, big girl? What is the square root of 9?
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Square root
So
of
you're
9.
not. Oh, okay. So you're not the. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not gonna be mean right now, but I'm gonna ask you because what makes do you always laugh when it comes to violence to animals, or only when you're speaking to people who defend
No,
against
I
violence to
laugh when
animals?
people make nonsensical points and start
Oh,
throwing
what's the
hypotheticals
nonsensical
that are
point that I just
stupid.
made? What's the point that I just made?
Well, you go into the category of, does a dog know it's going to be born a dog? Does a cow going to be born a cow? Like, who fucking cares?
So you didn't even listen. Okay, thank you. Well, my point was, do you think it's okay to discriminate based on a characteristic that somebody's born with, on
That a
the
person is
category that they're
born?
born
No. That
in?
a cow is born? I could care less.
Oh, and that a dog is born also?
I could care less about why a dog's born a dog.
You're
Oh, okay. So
lying.
if
I'm
a
not a
dog is
dog, so I
born a
don't give a shit.
dog, but you seem to be missing the point, because the point was from the start. What makes you think it's okay to exploit and unalive somebody based on the category that they're born into?
See, I think
Big
this
bit.
is where we're crossing
Big.
at.
Have
You're
you?
saying somebody. I'm not putting the cow as a
Please don't
somebody.
focus on
So
the word. Sure, don't
this is
focus on the word
pointless.
somebody.
Big.
Is it okay to be discriminating? I just want 2 questions out of Big Girl, and then I'll Keith, you can go. So,
Yeah.
is it okay to discriminate based on the category that somebody's born into?
That somebody is born? No. That an animal is born? I don't really care.
Well,
Like,
humans are animals also, right?
this is where we don't align.
Humans
You're
are animals
putting
also, right?
humans and yes, humans are an animal
Okay,
species.
humans
Yes.
are animals. Okay, thank you. So then, if I say that people with the name of Big Girl on TikTok deserve to be unalived, would that be fair? It's a category that I just created.
I mean, I
And
couldn't care less. I hear that about me all the time on TikTok, so it's pretty normal.
oh, so wait.
I don't
So
care.
you don't care if somebody attempts to do that to you?
I mean, people have tried. Like, I don't care.
Oh my God,
We're a
dude!
violent
Like
species.
you're
It
just
happens.
the thing about it is what we're asking: would it be moral if somebody tries to do that? That's the question. Can you please focus? I understand you're a big
Morality
guy, but
is
can you put your
relative.
big guy pants on and answer the questions? Actually,
I
is
answered
it
the question.
moral
You
if
just don't like
somebody
the answer.
tries? Hmm?
I answered your question. You just do not like the answer.
What was the answer to the question?
Like I said, morality is
For
relative. If
somebody to
someone wants to
try and
unalive
unalive
me,
you,
they might
Can
believe in
I?
their morality that they're doing the
Big.
right thing.
Big. Have you ever heard of something called the
is
veil
it
of?
moral? Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, Big. Have you ever heard of something called the veil of ignorance?
Yes.
Okay. So how does the veil of ignorance work?
Well, you're essentially trying to say that I'm purposely being ignorant, but you just don't like the answer that I'm giving.
No, that's
Like I
not
said,
what
but
the veil of ignorance is. A test. So do you know what it is, or should I explain it?
You can explain whatever you want, but like I said, I'm not putting
Okay,
animals
cool.
as a
So the
somebody.
veil of
So
ignorance would
not going to
be
make a difference in your argument.
the point of the veil of ignorance is to test your moral logic on something like this, right? So the idea of the veil of ignorance is to hypothetically, and the point of a hypothetical, if you don't know, is to test the moral boundaries of someone's argument. So in the veil of ignorance, we would have basically the setup for the world. Effectively, in this configuration, you're behind a veil. You know that there's a lever off to your left, and then when you pull this lever, it will activate the world or the universe. And basically, you have all the design abilities to design this world as you would like it to be. So effectively, you could choose to design the world that you're about to quote unquote activate. And by the way, you're not a person, you're just like a spiritual entity, like you're like a floating cosmic cloud of dust that has thoughts. So when you are designing this world, you could design it to be as fair and equitable and charitable as you would like, or you could make it as, chaotic and destructive and horrible as you would like. Would you want to design this world to be as fair and balanced as possible to all sentient individuals, or do you want to make it as terrible for all of them? And mind you, the point is, when you activate this lever, you will embody one of the entities that will come and be on that planet. So you might wake up after activating this lever as a disabled, black woman from Kentucky. You might wake up as the president of the United States. You might wake up as a giraffe in Kenya. You might wake up as a cow on a farm. You might wake up as any number of sentient individuals on the planet. Would you want to design this planet to be as fair and equitable and charitable as possible? Or would you want to design it in the exact same way it is today?
I would design the world in a survival of the fittest manner, honestly.
In a what?
Survival of the fittest. I don't believe in
Okay, so might
a
makes right.
charitable mindset, to be honest.
So basically you would like design the world where effectively like an alien race that's more powerful than humans could come by and just destroy us and then justify that because they're stronger.
I mean, if that happens, it happens.
Yeah, I mean, just genuinely, it doesn't seem like you have any concept of morals. So, I mean, this just seems like a pointless conversation.
Morality subjective, like I said.
I mean,
Yeah, you don't have
it
morals.
seems like you're appealing to one giant, massive might makes right fallacy. So,
Right. That means he's also at the whim of that. Like, it means anyone bigger than stronger now has the justification to do what they want to you. Gross.
yeah, he literally had all the power in the universe to construct this planet as charitable and friendly and kind as possible. And he chose, just make the one where people get beat up for no good reason. That's literally his
terrible.
argument.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I feel sorry for that dude. He's got a lot of trauma in his life.
Yeah.
think like
He's
that.
just trying to bite a bullet because he's feeling that scary feeling of, I am going against my own morals. That's the only reason why they start to dig their heels in, is they get scared. By the way, I just want to announce we have a celebrity on, well, we have a couple obviously, but we have a celebrity that just entered our panel, Alexandria D. Radical Veganerin. Veganerin. Did I say it right? I might have just butchered it.
Can you hear me actually?
Yes.
I wasn't. Yeah. Thank you so much for bringing me here, Chip. Actually did that. Thank you so much. Curious on how the conversations will go. And I've never have spoken on TikTok live, so this is just happening right now.
I'm so honored. Oh my gosh. I'm really honored to have you up here. I was like telling my partner, I'm like, oh my God, Alexandria's up here.
Yeah,
really
yeah,
excited to
it's
have
so
you.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recently just joined TikTok in a more regular way, so it's pretty cool that debates can happen here too. But this at the moment is not really a debate. It's more like talking to, I don't know. I don't even know how to pinpoint it down. Is that person still here? I guess so, right?
They're in
We
the
were
chat.
talking to a moral patient.
Yeah, obviously, right?
Yeah.
If that person is still listening, I just wanted to ask one question to that person, because I think that the question is always important to ask, do you actually care about animals at all, or just not at all, unfazed?
The person's name was Big Girls You Are Beautiful. So maybe they'll respond. I do see them still in the chat. Do you respect
Isn't
any
his
animals?
name? Isn't his name a form of objectifying women also?
Yeah, because he himself is not a lady.
Yeah, he's still crying about hypotheticals in the chat, even though it's like the most simple, literally the hypothetical is basically, you're God, you get to design the world. How would you like to design it?
Yeah.
And he chose, make it as brutal and terrible as possible.
Yeah.
Was his answer.
He did.
Yeah, he really sounded like a very good person. Very good. It was not like talking to a toddler at all.
No. Maturity of a 90-year-old or 9-year-old, one of the two. 99, I don't know. All right, guys, let's get
a 99-year-old.
A 99-year-old. I don't know. I think people that are in their 90s, if they weren't experiencing any kind of disease, they usually have experienced a lot, and I don't know, the 90-year-olds that are cognitive, I feel like they understand what's right and wrong. At least the interviews I've seen.
Depends on their upbringing for sure.
That's true. Everyone's different. I'm like glossing over them in a general. That's not fair. But yeah. I just was trying to make a joke. It fell flat on its face. All right.
At least you didn't. What was it? You said fell flat on their face in the pool of poo.
So, yeah, what a terrible way to go. The people that die in the
goddamn
poo
liberals
pools.
trying to take away our pools of poo from us.
Most of those farmers, they hate life because they're no longer animal farmers. They're poop managers because they don't own the animals that they raise. They just They basically store them for larger corporations. Anyway, let's bring up the next guest. There's a lot of reasons to go vegan, but it really should be about the animals. Hey, Sandwich.
It's because you're gonna die if you go vegan.
Did you want to have a serious conversation, or are you just up here to
I'm
troll?
being
Sandwich was
serious.
just
If you
saying
go
in the
vegan,
comments
you're
that
going
Mike
to
makes right
die.
as well. So Sandwich,
How old
if
is
someone
this
is stronger
kid?
than you wants to beat you up, are they a moral and good person for doing that?
No, but they're bigger and stronger than you, so
Okay,
it
so
doesn't
they're
matter.
morally correct in what they did?
Morals don't matter in this situation because if they were
Oh,
the same
so it
size,
doesn't
yeah,
matter if someone who's bigger and stronger than you beats you up for
that's
no
real
good reason.
life. That's real life.
Yeah, real life
That's
also
how it
talks about
works.
morals, where that bigger, stronger person could have an actual conscience.
They would probably get more support if you were
So you're saying
weaker,
child
unless
abuse
to a
is
certain
okay.
point.
You're saying child abuse is
Unless to a
okay. You're saying child abuse is okay because the parent has the power over the child. Therefore, it's okay for them to mistreat them, oppress them, and exploit them. Is that what you're saying?
no,
Okay,
I'm
so
I'm
why is it
talking
wrong?
about in a
Why
real
is
life
it wrong
situation.
that you don't think child abuse happens in real life?
No, because that's discipline. That's disciplinary.
Dude, get the
Oh
F
my
out of
fucking
here.
god.
I can't handle people that
Did
can't
he
accept
just
reality.
Yeah, some
did he
people just
just
give
say
themselves
that?
away in the chat, so I like to call them out immediately when it's a known situation that they're just a piece of shit.
Wait, I tried that something today with everyone. Everyone that I know, and for people listening, maybe you'll believe this, but every single person that I know who has unalived at older age or later in their life or from some disease or something has been non-vegan. Every single vegan that I know has never unalived. Therefore, vegans don't unalive. Do you like my
The math
logic?
is mathing.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be we're all crypt keepers if we went by that guy's the kid's
Exactly.
idea. Yeah.
Shall we bring someone else up?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's
Yeah,
do
let's
it.
go.
All right. I actually don't know how to pronounce this name. Exwin? Swin? Let me know how can I respond to you? What can I call you?
Yo, so actually, I just wanna talk about.
Well,
Okay,
are you
so
over
the reason I don't
first?
understand.
I understand you really want to say what you're going to say, but I need to know two things. How can I refer to you? And second, are you over 18? And then I'll happily.
Yes, I am. I am over 18, and I just wanna share a conversation with you guys
Are you
because
okay
I
if I
just
just
wanna
call you
know.
X then?
Yeah, X is
Okay.
fine.
I just don't want to insult you when I'm referring to you, so I'm just trying to find what I can call you.
No, don't worry.
So why aren't you
all I wanna
vegan
know.
yet?
The thing is, I'm not vegan because if animals were really like not to be hunted, why are they afraid of like any predators that wants to hunt them?
What? That doesn't make sense.
Okay,
You're saying
yeah.
why are animals afraid of being hunted?
Yeah, exactly. So
'Cause they
my
want to
thing is,
live.
Wait, dude, what are you like? If
Yeah,
children
they.
aren't supposed to be attacked with chainsaws, why did children run from me
okay,
when I
but
chase
my
after them
my
with
thing is okay.
chainsaws? Like, what is this
Okay,
argument?
but my thing is, why do you like equal people to animals? Why every time if I say for something about or anything or anyone tells something about animals, you equal them to people? Like, oh, that people would be like chased with chainsaws or whatever. Understand?
I can reply to that. So first of all, hi X. My name is Alex. I'm from Germany. I try to explain to you in a very simple
Nice to
way.
meet you.
So the thing is, when it comes to humans, we already understood mostly on how to treat each other fairly. So we take each other's interests into consideration when it comes to our moral consideration, which means that basically don't do unto others what you don't want to be done to yourself. You know, it's a very well-known saying. And when it comes to other animals, vegans draw that comparison not only because humans are also animals, but because we have so many other things in common with other animals too. Besides our differences that we look, talk, walk different, we are all subjectively experiencing our own reality, which means they experience to be exploited. And just as little babies and children, or maybe, I don't know, disabled human beings who are at our mercy, we should also expand this mercy to other animals simply because there is no difference that would justify the difference in treatment. Does that explain it to you?
Yeah, it does explain to me. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's basically also the reason why we're vegan. We understand that our interests are what matters to us. So the biggest interest is our interest in continuing to live our own life is the most valuable thing to us. Hence, nobody wakes up and wants to jump off a cliff. And if so, we say that these people have mental problems and that they need to be taken care of, right? But usually humans are not like that. Usually we want to continue to live, we want to be healthy, we want to have good experiences, and we want not to be exploited and enslaved, right? Hence why we gave ourselves human rights. But at the moment we did that 77 years ago, we excluded all other animals from extending rights to them, which is pretty unfair because those differences don't matter. But we should have looked at what we have in common with other animals. So actually, we should not have given up, we should not have created human rights, but rights for sentient beings. That would be fair, but we didn't. We excluded them, we objectified them, we commodified them, we basically put them below us. We did that way before that, but human rights basically made that absolutely final, you know? And so when you agree that there is no difference between us and other animals that would justify the difference in treatment, then you can reject their exploitation and be vegan. And that's veganism in a nutshell.
Okay. Okay, so I do respect the fact that you guys are vegan, but I also respect my fact that in the Bible says it was like creatures and the bugs and every time, like everything's and like any type of meat, let's say that was created for the species on Earth to eat, was said like it was created for that. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, I've heard that argument quite some time. I don't. So you're religious, I assume?
Yeah, I am religious. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not religious, but I will go with it. Okay, because that's a whole nother discussion. So the thing is, it might say stuff in the Bible or in any other religion that might allow you to do stuff, but it's not mandatory. That's the first thing. So you don't have to do that to other animals. And maybe you can think of it as maybe your God is even testing you. He gives you two options to exploit others to death or not doing that. And maybe that's a choice you got to make then. And if you're really religious, what do you think would Jesus do at this moment? I know it's a really weird question, especially coming from me because I'm so not religious. But if we go with that, what would he do actually in your situation? Would he demand other animals to be exploited to death, or would he reject animal exploitation and be vegan? What do you think?
Okay. See, what I think is what I think is that you cannot like run from the Bible and what stands in the Bible. It's actually created and it's a truth about the world. So what I think is I know there was like feasts of turkey and like where God came together with his disciples. So I think that vegans or just it was a mind sickness that came into the world that actually like no, I don't want to eat meat, I want to be vegan. So I think it's mind sickness. I don't think it's actually
Wait,
true.
Okay, I'm out.
Wait,
Go on.
I need to understand this. So you're saying that everything that says in the Bible is true, right? So do you believe that a person lived inside of the stomach of a whale?
No, because it isn't true.
Oh, but it is written in the Bible, so it isn't true. Okay, so then, do you think that the Bible is just like a bunch of stories from which you should derive values, or do you think you should take it literally?
See, what I mean is, what stands in the Bible is what actually happened. It's not stories written.
Should
It's
you
actually
take
like
it
scenes and
literally?
stuff, and it happens. So yeah, that's
So,
my
for
thing.
example, in Exodus 21:20, where it says that you should not beat your slave until they, unalive themselves, and you should only beat them up until the point where, well, not so much that they unalive. Are you in favor of that? Like, are you okay with that? Because it does say it in the Bible. Or do you think that's maybe has some form of context behind it?
See, the thing is, species doesn't go after their own species, right? Am I
Well,
wrong? Or am
can
I
you please answer
right?
my question? Because we were talking about the Bible. Now we move on to biology.
Okay, but I'm still on the Bible fact. I'm not. I'm just
Oh, where in
giving
the
a
Bible
side
does it
story.
mention species?
It does.
Where?
It does mention species.
Tell me where. I'll look it up right now. I'm in front of my
Go read your
computer.
Bible. If you know your Bible,
Oh,
you
okay.
would
So
know
you
that
don't know
God
where it
talks
says, yeah.
about species.
Okay, so in the Bible it does not mention species, but thank you for that. It mentions a different category, a different taxonomy, not species. But that's interesting. So I'll ask you yet again in Exodus 21:20, where it says, "Thou shalt not beat your slave." Um, do you believe that to be to have some form of context, or do you believe it to be the actual point that if you do have a slave, you can beat them, but not until they, unalive?
No, why would you? See, the thing is,
It's in Exodus 21:20. So I'm trying to give you, you see, the thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to literally steel man your position. I'm trying to take your position and help you. So in Exodus 21:20, it literally says that, like, it literally reinforces the idea of shmavery. So I have to ask you, do you think that giving instructions about shmavery is something that should be taken into the context of how it's written, or do you think that the Bible supports shmavery?
no, the Bible doesn't support slavery. There was spoken about slavery, but never supported it.
Oh, it does. In Exodus 21:21, as I just explained to you, it explains on how to beat your shmave. Like, not until they unalive, but, beat them up until that happens.
See, the thing is, what they talked about slaves, they talked about slaves as I think it was antichrists. And Antichrist had beaten the Christ.
Nope. This is in Exodus 21:20. So that's okay. You don't know the Bible. That's fine. So I'll tell you right now, in Exodus 21:20, it does say that. So do you think that that's in some form of a context to be taken? Do you think that the context matters? Or do you think that in that situation, we should just take it literally? And that means that tomorrow I can go and have shmaves and beat them up, but not until they unalive.
Okay, well, you may have a point, or I don't understand what you're talking about, but what I think and what I know is two different things. So, yeah.
Well, my point, to be clear, my point is that even if you do want to look at what it is in the Bible, far be it from me to judge you, I'm not religious, but you can take what it says in the Bible with as fables, as stories for you to help guide your judgment forward, and you can also take them in the context that they're in. Every single individual that lived in the Bible and consumed animal products in the Bible did it in the context of them having no other alternative. We today have alternatives. So don't tell me how it is moral to choose to unalive a being who has emotions, feelings, and does not want to be unalived strictly because you can. There is no need behind it, just because you can. Like, imagine if we did that to a dog. Imagine X, if you will, if we started bringing into existence dogs solely for the purpose of unaliving. Would you be okay with that?
No, I wouldn't.
So why is it that you think that us vegans are weird when we just say, well, the way dogs feel is the way all animals feel. They all want to live. and we don't need to do this to them. So why are we the weird ones when you literally are saying, like, you have this inconsistency? Because if I ask you what's the difference between a dog and a pig, that would justify the difference in treatment. I don't think you could explain it.
Okay, so how I can explain is dogs are made and created for protection and looking after
Who
its
said that? Who said that?
It's actually dogs is actually made for
Who said that?
protection.
Who said that?
Bro, if you know your
Who said that? You can bring into existence dogs to use them for whatever you want.
Okay,
And
but
FYI,
I
they're not
also
only used for
when you
protection. We have dogs that we use for companionship. We have dogs that we use for, like, don't tell me a Chihuahua will ever protect you from anything. They're strictly they're bred for companionship. We have dogs that are for sniffing bombs. We have dogs that are for sniffing cancer. We have dogs that are used. These animals are used in all sorts of ways. You to call them out and say that they're used for this specific case is not true. And we even have dogs being brought into existence to be used as food. And yet you claim that if somebody does that, it is wrong. But bringing into existence other animals who very much are within their body, they feel the same as a dog does in their body, you say, well, it's okay to do it to them. What's the logic behind that?
Okay, I get your point. But also, I remember the fact that you also when you talked to the other guy, you mentioned something about was the dog decided to be born as a dog, if I'm correct?
Yeah, did the dog choose to be born a dog? Did the pig choose to be born a pig? Did you choose to be born
Everything
human?
goes off species. Okay, if your parents, let's say your parents, okay, they had a love life or that, and they're giving birth to you, would you come out of it as a goat or a dog? No, you don't. No, you didn't. You came out as a person, right?
Wait, X, but you acknowledge that species is just a taxonomy, it's just a categorization, right? You also acknowledge that if I come out of two ethnically white individuals, I will obviously be ethnically white also. So yeah, but that doesn't mean that anybody of a different ethnicity I can just exploit and unalive because they're of a different ethnicity than me. I would need a good justification to do so. So that's what we're asking over here. What's your justification for taking individuals of different species who feel, who have emotions, who think, who don't want to be unalive, simply for you to choose to unalive them simply because you get some form of yum yum in your tummy?
Yeah, but did you choose to be a human?
No.
Exactly, so didn't the dog.
What's your point? Yeah.
So if a cow didn't decide to be a cow and it's hunted for its meat, did you
It's not
choose to
hunted,
be a
no.
human and to be vegan or a carnivore or whatever?
So X, I'm
What's
gonna
the
make it
point?
easy for you.
I'm sorry, what's the point again? Also,
Yeah.
I want to get back to what I was saying in the beginning, by the way, because you completely dodged everything I said, but okay. But yeah, what's the point? Can you just like say it again in one sentence, what point you want to make? Because I'm actually not getting it.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, with all due respect, is he or anyone didn't choose to be human, right? God put you as a human. You could be like an animal, or you could be a
Well,
bird, or you could be a human being. Understand?
yeah, as I said, I'm not into mythology, so I can't relate to that. God put me here stuff. Like literally the dick of my dad got into the vagina of my mom, made her pregnant, and there we are.
Exactly.
So
So,
yeah, I'm not into
your
mythology.
soul.
Yeah.
Exactly. So your soul was put into a human, not into an animal, right?
Pardon my what?
So your soul, like your ghost, your like say, let's
My
say
ghost. Okay.
your soul, your
Wait,
human being.
wait,
So
X.
yeah.
So you're saying a compassionate God created a being and gave them the capability to feel pain only so that you can inflict that pain for something that you don't even need?
No, it's not. Listen, so people were made to feel emotions, any type of emotions, right?
So are animals feel. Animals feel
Exactly. So
emotions
were
also.
animals. So were animals. But their instinct is literally built into their instinct. It's made into their instinct to
So are
be as
humans, yeah.
a threat or
No,
be
humans are
hunted
just
by
as
any type of
instinctive
what? Okay, why is lions hunting bucks?
because they need it. Do you need it? You don't.
Exactly. Why do humans hunt bucks?
Because they want to. There's a difference between
No,
need and
because we
want.
need it. You need the nutrients and the
Oh,
proteins.
okay. We've reached there. I'm actually a nutritionist. Can you please tell me what it is that we need from animals that we can't get from plants?
Okay. Do you get protons from any kind of plant?
Yeah. All plants contain all 9 essential amino acids, including all 20 amino acids that we digest. Yeah.
Do you get any type of calories?
Yeah, I just ate 5,000 calories today.
Okay. So my point is, if lions were made, or any type of carnivore was made to hunt, let's say a buck that eats plants, right? Okay,
I'm
so
sorry, man. I'm sorry. Like, do you understand the idea of need versus want?
okay, and I also want you to understand what is the need and what is the want.
So
What
tell
Yeah,
me,
but
do you need?
let's not talk. I'm sorry for interrupting, but let's not talk about people who are not here to talk about that. So there might be people that have kind of a necessity to hunt or whatever. We won't ever address these people simply because this is not our audience. Okay, but we're talking to you. And we want to know you who has options, you who maybe is a moral person, you who maybe can reflect on their actions, you who maybe is an adult who can take responsibility for their actions, can make different choices, that not exploit others to death. So we are addressing you, and it doesn't matter what others do. And I think you can agree that not all animals are the same, right? So you don't have to act like a lion or like a big carnivore. You don't have to do that simply because
Exactly.
you are a human. You are different than a lion and a monkey and a mice and a cat and a rat. You're different, and you can make decisions on your own because you have a big brain. And maybe it's time to use that. How about that?
Yeah, I know I can use it, but the thing is, what this
Why wouldn't you then?
I'm
Why?
using my brain. That's the thing.
Are you
Okay,
sure
so
about
I
that?
just like the fact that, let's say, I'm not being disrespectful or anything, but why are vegans like being like, if you talk like about facts and stuff about animals and stuff, why are they being like very defending, like being
Oh,
defending
I can explain. It's a very good question, actually. It's a very good question. So actually, we are defensive because we're literally defending other animals. That's why we're here. That's why what we spend our time with. That's what I do 24/7. That's what I do for 8 years now straight. That's what I will do for the rest of my life. I will try to defend other animals from people like you who demand that they are exploited to death, although it's completely avoidable, completely unnecessary, at least for you, right? So that's why
Yeah.
we are like that, because it's a little bit outrageous that people seem to not care at all and to prioritize their trivial reasons to exploit other animals, although you can stop right away. And that is so outrageous that, of course, we are sometimes a little bit aggressive. I get it, I get it. But let me tell you one thing. If you are not outraged, you didn't understand the issue at all. Because when you know what is going on this earth, that the majority of sentient individuals are unalived, like on a mass scale, that they don't have any rights, that most people don't even see them as victims, right? That is the most outrageous thing ever. The majority on this earth is so victimized by us, so oppressed. Like I cannot even find words for that sometimes, and we are outraged because most people are so ignorant, although they know all the facts, like you do, but they still won't make an effort to change, and that's frustrating. That is maddening. That
Yeah,
is
yeah. I'm not
sickening.
asking. I'm not asking any vegan to change to like a carnivore.
Yeah, of course
Like,
you wouldn't. Why would? Oh my God.
okay,
Sometimes
but
I
I
just
also
feel like
why?
talking to a toddler. I swear to God. But yeah, keep on.
Okay,
What's your
but why
question?
also this picture you're showing on this live. Why compare a little boy to a chicken?
Yeah, so X, just to be clear what Alexandra said, do you understand this idea that if we were right here fighting for dogs' rights, all of us here, we're just saying we shouldn't be kicking dogs. We're all against kicking dogs. Would you have a problem with us telling people and even being insistent about people that they don't kick dogs? Would you have a problem with us telling people to not kick dogs?
No, why would I kick a dog?
Okay,
Crazy,
so if you
crazy
don't,
concept.
so if you don't have a problem with us telling people not kicking dogs, why do you have a problem with us telling people to not use a very sharp knife in the throat of of another sentient being, of another animal?
People don't hunt people. It's only like
No, other
that's
animals.
okay, but why equal people to animals?
I never said they're equal. You were explained already
Also,
that.
Also, you asked exactly that question in the beginning, and I answered it perfectly. And you agreed that you understood that. You
Yeah, I
know, do
understand
you
it because
remember
we
when
all
we
have
were
the same
talking?
feelings.
Yeah. Do you remember when we were talking about interests and how we are all sentient and that they look different, talk different, walk different, but it doesn't matter when it comes to the question who we should exploit and oppress and not? Like, let me give you an example, X. I have a good example. I assume you're a man, I assume, right?
Okay.
Are you like, am I assuming it correctly or?
Yeah, probably.
You're probably a man. Okay, good. So, between you and I, there are many differences. The biggest difference,
Precies, lekker dom.
obviously.
Man. Ik verstaan je die type ding. Nee. Maar ja.
Pardon?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, okay. I will start over. I don't know what you just said. So, I just pick Chip because it's a little easier with him, I guess. Okay, Chip. So between you and I, there are many differences, right? You're a man, I'm a woman. You have
Exactly.
shorter hair than me. I have a different hair color. But none of these differences matter when it comes to the question if we should exploit you or me or you over me. It doesn't matter. When it comes to the question who of us should get the voucher to the hairdresser, well, obviously our hairstyle matters and I should get the voucher because our hairstyle is relevant when it comes to the question who should get the voucher to get to the hairdresser, right? But when it comes to the question who should we exploit and who not, you have to name a trait that would justify the exploitation. And so what we are looking for is that trait that justifies that is different from humans and other animals, you know? So what is the trait? You know, something that other animals are born with, or what are they missing that makes it okay to treat them so differently from what you would like to be treated? That's the core question. Can you try to answer that question, maybe?
Yeah, I could answer that question for you. So, animals were being treated differently as people, right? Right or wrong?
Yeah, of course they are differently treated. Yeah, that's what I just explained. Yeah.
Is so. So let's say if a cow that why does a cow produce milk?
Because we forcefully impregnate her and take the baby away to sell the milk. That's what we do.
No, the milk is for the dairy. That's literally for people to eat and for whatever, to drink, to
Bro, no,
Bro.
you can't be
Bro.
real, man.
Bro, I think he's trolling. I think he just wants to waste our time, to be honest. Nobody can be that
I don't want
dumb.
to waste any time.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, I think I missed a bit of it, but it sounded like he was like a very biblical person.
Yeah, mythology was his thing. Yeah.
Well, he claimed it. He didn't really understand it, though.
He probably thinks the world is like 5,000 years old and thinks that cows weren't a prior species to being a cow. So
maybe also a flat earther at this point. I'm sorry, but we just gotta assume, right? If the
It's
shoe
not
fits,
looking
if the
good.
shoe fits, I'm
No
sorry. but-
logic? Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Well, normally I stop at this point, but like I have a huge list of people requesting, and I have all you beautiful vegans up here. You guys,
Let's go.
let's do it. If you guys ever, if you do feel like you need to stop though, don't. Oh, something beeped. Okay, I think I'm still here. But if you feel like you want to leave or something, feel free to do so. You can put it in the comments if you want to tell me your reason. But I just don't want you to feel like you have
No
to be here
one
if you don't
can
want.
leave.
You can't leave. I've
I
locked
just
you in.
Nope.
I just want to tell
Go
I
ahead.
just want to tell the people on YouTube. I just want to tell the people on YouTube to hit that like and share. Come on, share this stream. We got to get more people watching.
Thank you. Let's get some people in here. We've had a decent up for a minute, but then it dropped really hard. I don't really know what the YouTube audience likes other than confrontation.
You should see if you could bring up Apasha. She's going at it with you and a couple other people in the
Apasha. Let's see.
I don't know if it's a guy
Yeah,
or a
she's
girl or
saying
how old they
she
are.
ethically uses animals, and I said that's not possible.
Oh, snap. Veggies, I'm so sorry. I actually can't have, at least someone has to step down. I can't bring up any more guests, I guess. I didn't realize I was at the maximum.
Oh, that's fine.
Did you
That's
want to
totally
add something though, real quick? Because I brought you up and I really love having you up.
No, that's okay. I want to argue.
Hell yeah, no, I totally get it. If anyone else drops down, please jump back up because I love having you on the panel.
Okay, I will go down for a couple of minutes.
Are you sure, Alexander?
Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you so much.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but also I don't know how to go down and how to go up, so
I got
maybe you got to figure that out for me.
I got you. If I miss your comment, tell Chip and he'll bring you back up, okay? If you want to come back up. All right, and I'll drop you. Hold on, I got to find you. Where are you? There you are. All right, we'll see you in a little bit, Alexandria. Awesome. If you're not following...
That was super nice of her. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the Radical Vegan. Go check her out. She's amazing. She does great street activism.
I've never seen her before. She's awesome.
Oh, yeah. She's actually very well known, but she's like YouTube and TikTok has their own vegans, it seems like. So to see the crossover is kind of fun. But yeah, she's actually a pretty well-known vegan over in Germany.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Welcome, Veggies, though. I'm so happy to have you up here. This is exciting. I don't know if anybody's ever followed Veggies. She's very well known, too. Please go check her out. She does great activism.
I know Veggies.
Yeah. I was going to say, TikTok knows Veggies. Veggies is well known.
Yeah, we know Veggies.
Awesome. All right, well, let's get going. Let's bring something up. Unless you want to add something, Veggies. I don't know if you want to say something real quick.
Actually, let's do. Can we do like a test real quick? Because I feel like I might be a little delayed.
Sure, let's do a test. I don't know how to do it. Or I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna start counting, and you tell me when you hear me say the number 4. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I clapped when I heard 4.
Okay, it's like a second. Like
Okay.
a second.
Like
It's
a little
fine.
delay. I am on Wi-Fi right now because I have a new desk, so I had to reset up my whole thing. So there's a chance that it's my fault that we're so delayed. So I do apologize. That'll be fixed later. I'll get hardwired into the internet, but this is just what I have to work with right now. Is it okay though? Veggies?
Yeah, I think it's good. It's
Okay,
good
cool.
enough.
Okay, cool.
Please bring up that person, the Pasha. They're really, I don't know if they're not, they didn't request, but they're in the.
Are you able to pull a Pasha, right? That's what you said?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I got him.
Yes,
I got him.
I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's a girl or a guy, but they're really going out with Universe and a couple others.
I sent them an invite. Apacia, come on up.
Yeah, let's have a conversation instead of keyboarding it in the comments.
Oh, I see. They're having a conversation with Universe. Oh, hypocrisy at its finest, eh?
Oh, she's having it with Landon and a couple other people.
Come on up, Apacia. Let's hear about the vegan hypocrisy. I'll send you another invite. Maybe you accidentally declined it.
So I think she's done that probably like several times on Universe's live and other people's lives where she just stays in the comments the whole time. So it's gonna be
got it.
pointless.
Okay. Well, that's what cowards do. They can't actually defend themselves, so they hide in the comments.
Oh, yeah. She's a troll if she does that.
Well, let's get someone up here that does want to come. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the previous person said that we are antichrist because the people I talked to said they're not religious. So we're antichrist because we're not religious. Great.
Oh, okay. Does that mean you're like?
I don't believe in that crap. Okay.
I mean,
FYI, we're more Christ-like than most people because we think for ourselves and go against the system. That's what Jesus Christ was doing. He was thinking against the system and not just following through with it. In fact, he was criticizing it. If you
Right.
just accept it and accept cruelty, then I would say, you're not that Christ-like.
You're not. In fact, go check out Christspiracy. Oh, I hit someone to come up, but they just flashed. I don't know if they're still loading or not. Nope, doesn't look like they're coming in. Okay, Colin. Hey, are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
Okay, why aren't you vegan yet?
I just think that eating meat is necessary for optimal health.
What makes you say that?
Well, humans, for example, we have the stomach acidity that's stronger and more similar to other carnivores of 1.5. We also, our nitrogen content in our bones is 15, which would insinuate that we not only consumed other herbivorous animals, but also carnivorous animals like coyotes, cats, big cats, and lions.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
When you say health, what does health mean?
Longevity.
Longevity of what? Your life?
Yeah, just like living without disease.
Okay, great. So, do you have any evidence to present that eating animals actually increases your longevity?
Yeah, I mean, animal products have every nutrient that's available
No,
in nature.
I'm looking for evidence.
Yeah, I mean, I could dig up some freaking literature, but I can't really do
I would
that
love
on the phone
that.
right now.
Yeah, no. So, if you're going to make
do you
an
have any
empirical,
criticisms of animal products that would insinuate that it's not good for longevity?
right. So, if you're going to make a claim like that, you're going to have to back it up with evidence.
I just told you 2 pieces of evidence. Humans
That was not 2
consumed,
pieces of evidence.
Humans
for your claim.
have a nitrogen content of their bones of 15,
Sir.
which would insinuate that we ate carnivorous animals.
Sir, that's not evidence that eating animal products increases longevity. Just so you know.
I don't believe in a mainstream. Like, I don't cook any of my meat. It's
Nobody's
all raw.
asking you about that.
What the hell?
Do you guys
You
believe in
don't cook
God?
your meat? Dude, are you insane?
But you
don't
realize,
cook your meat?
You realize nobody's
No, not
asking
at
you
all.
about that, right?
Okay, well, I don't believe in like a mainstream.
I don't care what you believe in. That's not what's being asked. So you made an empirical claim that eating animals increases longevity. Now that we know that you actually don't have evidence to support that,
I just
why do
gave
you
you
think
2
it's
pieces
so?
of evidence.
No, that wasn't evidence to support the
You
claim.
know,
No.
we also there's also
List a study or
documentation
some
of-
kind of scientific paper, please.
There's
Don't-
also
stop talking.
documentation
Stop
of
talking.
humans living.
Please stop talking. Thank you. You're not actually having a conversation. You keep just saying the same misconception that you have. You have not shown us any empirical evidence that supports your claim. You just keep saying it. So can you please prove
Colin.
your claim instead of just repeating it?
There's documentation
Colin,
of humans living.
Colin, is the
so-
Earth flat? Colin, is the Earth flat?
I'm not going to comment on that right now.
Colin, is the Earth flat?
He already said not going to comment.
Oh, shit, he thinks the Earth is flat.
Exactly. I was like, that's what I just heard.
Yeah.
You called it out, Chip.
Yeah,
You
when
called
they
it
say
out.
that they eat raw meat, it's pretty clear that they're insane.
That's
And
pretty
did y'all know
wild.
that all Democrats are lizard people?
Yeah. That is what he would probably say next. Let's get someone else up here. Maybe
You
some
gosh darn
liberals. The Dawn. Veggies, do you want to start this one since that one got rudely interrupted?
Yeah, sure, why not?
The Dawn, are you there?
What's up, the Dawn?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. All right, you're at least 18, right?
What you got?
Yep.
Go for it.
Yeah, I guess the reason I'm not vegan is because I don't have I don't think it's wrong to use an animal or take an animal's life if there's a purpose. I would disagree with taking the life without purpose, but I think with purpose it's okay.
So I'd like to ask a question about that.
Yeah.
If a Schmiller decides all of his victims had a purpose, it's okay then?
His victims had a purpose?
Yeah, if he decides they had a purpose, is it okay?
No, I'm not saying the victim has a purpose. I'm saying taking the life of an animal with purpose. Like, so
Yeah.
you're the one. There's a purpose in using that animal, not
Yes.
like the victims have a purpose. I don't know what that's.
Yes.
That's
I
what
am.
the
That is
best
what
one
I'm
is.
asking you.
So, like, you're saying if the serial killer had a purpose?
Correct. He gave them a purpose for him to use or whatever, and then he, schmilled a bunch of people, but he had a purpose for doing so. It's okay then?
No, because he's taking the life of a human.
Yikes. Humans are animals, you know that, right?
Wait, I have a question, Don. Are you okay with schmistiality?
No.
But it is a purpose, isn't it?
It's not a valid purpose.
Wait a minute. Well, hold on now. You didn't say that before. Now you're moving the goalpost. What is a valid purpose?
Something you need, something that you're.
So necessity.
Oh,
we consume an
interesting.
animal.
You literally just made the vegan argument.
Yep.
Do you need to eat animals?
We get our nutrients from them.
That's not what I asked.
No, you can use alternatives.
Okay, so then it's not a valid purpose to consume animals.
Sure it is. I'm getting all my nutrients. I'm doing it for
No. You said as long as it's a need, it's a valid purpose. As long as it's not a need, it is an invalid purpose, correct?
I didn't use the word need. You did.
You did.
You absolutely did, bro.
What about bishmiality again?
Yeah, there's no purpose for that.
You said there's no need for that. And
Yeah,
you said
there
that
is purpose.
you said that there needs to be a need, a necessity for the purpose.
Yeah, so you contradicted your own logic in like 2.5 seconds. What now?
So I said valid purpose. Valid purpose.
Yeah,
right?
and the valid, yeah. And the definition
hold on,
you
hold
gave.
on.
No, hold on.
I
You
can't
hold
get
on.
a sentence out. I can't
You
get a
hold
sentence
on.
out because every
You
time I try to say something,
You hold on. Great. So your definition of a valid purpose is something that you need. And then you quickly agreed that you don't need to eat animals, which renders the purpose of eating them invalid, which according to you would be wrong.
You need to eat though, and animals have the nutrients.
Can you prove that we need to eat animals?
We need to eat, and animals are an option.
We need to eat.
No.
We don't need to eat
Look
animals.
what he's doing. Look what he's
Wait,
doing.
Don, do I not need schmexual pleasure in my life? Do I not need to be, engaging in some form of schmexual activity?
You don't need it.
I don't need it.
Let's do something else. So, do you need to be able to like exercise some amount for you to be healthy and optimal?
Yeah.
Okay, what if I get my exercise from using a puppy as a punching bag?
Well, that's unnecessary.
Correct. Just like your actions of consuming an animal are unnecessary when you have alternatives. So in this case, here's a punching bag of a dog when I have an alternative, which is, well, a punching bag or a tree or a rock or something else besides punching a puppy.
Or
But there's no legitimate reason to punch a puppy. That's a silly example,
And
right?
there's
You're not
no
gonna
legitimate reason to unnecessarily take the life of an animal to consume them when you don't need to do that and you have other options.
Sure, it is. Our bodies are omnivores. Our bodies are designed to get a lot of nutrients from animals. That is one of the ways we get it.
I need to ask you this question because you evaded it and you avoided it like the plague.
I'm not
So
evading
can
anything.
you
It's just many of you are
prove,
talking at the same time.
actually, I'm speaking. So can you prove that we need to eat animals?
I've never said we needed to eat animals. I said we need to eat.
Right. So then we don't.
everywhere.
I know you said that you were being evasive and slimy, but can you prove that we actually need to eat animals for it to be a valid purpose?
So can I ask you a question real quick?
No.
Can
So
you
do you
please
think you're-
can you please answer her question?
I already answered the question.
No, you
but
just
she's not
sat there in
responding.
silence.
Nope, I already answered the question.
Okay.
No,
Do
you
you
didn't.
think
you guys think
this
you're
is
gonna
a conversation, or do you think this is just a place for you to spout your opinions? Because we're trying to have a conversation.
Yeah, I'm trying to have a conversation too,
I don't
but I
think
keep
you
getting
are because
interrupted.
Veggies just asked you a
Like, so, for
question,
example, right
and
there.
you just said, "Oh, well, I have a question," which is you dodging Veggie's question. So can you please answer the question?
Yeah, so it's not a conversation if you keep boxing me in.
Well, you can go cry in the comments then. Like, I'm just so done with the meta of the conversation. You can't focus on what we're talking about. You have to go cry about how your fifis are hurt.
But you need to cry.
Yeah, you need.
Hello.
Like, it's not a valid reason unless I deem it a valid reason. That's all I heard. Hey, Hayden, are you
Hey.
over 18?
Yes, I'm 20.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I've come on here to say thank you for what all you guys are doing because I am a vegan too, and I completely agree with everything that you guys do. I watched Dominion on the 1st of Jan, and that has changed my life ever since.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like seeing it really is the catalyst to change, because when I saw it, I was like, this can't be the only way. And then I went down this rabbit hole of looking at the most humane farms, and it's just there is no right way to do the wrong thing. It's always exploitation.
Yeah, that's so true. I get a lot of vegan phobia from like my family and a lot of friends. They go, if you do sexual things, then that's not vegan, and put that stuff against me because they are the ones that are animal abusers and I'm not.
Dude, I'm so sorry. I mean, I understand my family is also, none of them are vegan, and many of them don't understand, even though I've explained at length many times. Family can sometimes be like the hardest ones to talk to because we still love them, and we have all these nostalgic memories and bonding moments, and it's so hard to see the ones we love doing the most atrocious acts that we know are hurting someone.
I've got a question. Do you guys know the vegan activist Tash Peterson?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's awesome.
Yeah, I like her.
yeah, she is awesome. I spoke
Yeah.
to her before, and she is one of the reasons why I went vegan as well, because of all of the activism and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
So
she's a badass. She's
yeah,
I want to say fearless, but I'm sure she has adrenaline pumping. And that's what makes someone so brave, is when they push over that fear. So I'd say Tash is a very brave individual.
yeah.
Yeah.
One question I did want to ask is, I do worry because I'm 20. I do worry that I don't get enough nutrients. I mean, I have chickpeas. I do take supplements on the side. I have tofu and have all things like that, and I have a B12 spray. Is there anything that you guys would recommend would be a healthy, nutritious vegan meal?
I mean, honestly, what I would tell you is go to like Vegan Easy, or look up any vegan challenge that offers a free dietitian, and then you can talk to someone for free about your nutrient intake. If that's too much though, because sometimes reaching out to other people can feel overwhelming, nutritionfacts.org has the Vegan Daily Dozen, and it's just an easy checklist to look over to make sure you fulfill your needs. It's not a direct follow this, take this many times. It's more like, they've had studies that show that when people do this pattern, they tend to live longer and have higher quality of years in that length in time. So I would go to like nutritionfacts.org and look at the Vegan Daily Dozen.
Yeah, thank you. A lot of stuff I get as well is I went vegan a little while ago, and then I went back, unfortunately, due to the fact that I was young, and my mum would produce me with animal products, and I didn't have a job, so I could only eat them, which I felt really guilty for. But now that I went vegan overnight as soon as I saw the Dominion, and I got rid of everything in my fridge that was dairy, even though they were exploited and murdered for that. I didn't want to then continue to eat it and then pay for it, if that makes sense.
Totally makes sense. That's veganism. That's when you're vegan, you realize what's happening. You're just recognizing there's a victim in those products, and some people will use what they have. But I personally was just like you. I actually emptied out my fridge and I threw out all that stuff, because even though I'm not using it, it's going to waste. I mean, we do this, honestly, I find it more honorable to do that with those products, because that's what we do with our family and our companions when they pass, is we we bury them, right? We say goodbye. We don't eat them, even if they're already blown apart, right? We're not going to start dining on them because that was someone we knew and respected, and it's disrespectful to consume them.
Yeah, we don't
I
see
mean,
them
I
as a
have a
commodity
lot.
anymore.
Say again, Landon?
We don't see them as a commodity anymore. It's like they're not someone to use. So it doesn't matter if you're going, quote unquote, wasting it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I remember being on a train and there was loads of sheep and I've passed a farm on the train and I've just felt so sad, like, and a lot of people come up to me and they go, "Oh, but there's free range," and it's just bullcrap. Like, there's still exploitation and murder and stealing from the animals, and it's not needed.
Right.
Which multiple of you guys have said. But a lot of comments I do get from my friends is, "Oh, you'll be back to eating meat next month."
Yeah,
I
that's
never get any.
unfortunate. That's unfortunate that your friends talk to you like that. Go ahead, Chip. Sorry.
Have you ever considered doing activism? Because I don't know, by your accent, you're either, my accents are not very good at identifying, but you're either from UK or from Australia. And either way, there's a lot of groups like We the Free or Anonymous for the Voiceless, where you'll make vegan friends. And you can also get to speak up for animals yourself, which is kind of nice. And if you're shy or something, you don't always have to speak to people. You can still help out and stuff. And again, you make vegan friends, which is nice.
I do online
Also-
activism.
Also, you know what? Your friends telling you that you're not going to be able to stay vegan is a really good opportunity to prove them wrong.
100%, yes. 100%. And actually, I was with this guy and he eats meat, he eats dairy, he eats everything. And I literally just sat down and said to him, "Look, and I'm not going to be horrible, but you are an animal abuser. You pay for the murder and the exploitation of animals." And he was like, "What? Why? What do you mean?" And I showed him Dominion, and now he is going on to be vegan. So that was really good.
Well, you're already an activist. That's amazing. What a great
And
story.
I have been on TikTok about an hour ago, and it was like this confession stuff. And I said, and I don't know if people are religious, but in my opinion, if God cared, why couldn't he have made the world vegan?
Based.
Yeah, I like that.
Because animals shouldn't be going after other animals. You know, if it was a perfect world, like animals, you know, like baby zebras shouldn't get like munched up by lions and stuff like that. And then we shouldn't be exploiting animals at all. Like, there's literally no reason to.
It was a perfect
God just didn't
world
feel like
before
it, okay?
humans.
He's smoking a joint up there, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Hayden, I really appreciate you being up here. We're gonna move on just because I can't bring any ops. Apparently, I'm at my max again, but I do appreciate you coming up. Is there?
I'll drop off. I'll drop off because I have to go anyway.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, Chip, I appreciate you being up here. Everyone, go follow that Chip guy. He's on YouTube and TikTok. All right, so follow him on both. He does face-to-face activism. He's really regular. Just check him out. He's a great activist. I guarantee you're gonna love him. He's very popular. So
Been following them for years.
Follow him, Hayden. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
give
Chip.
Anybody on the panel you can follow.
Yeah,
I have been trying to do activism, to be fair. I mean,
I mean, you already have. We've heard some of your examples.
Thank you. I mean, I've seen people on Snapchat, my friends, like, do horse riding and stuff like that. And I've replied to them and say, "You are very sad.
Yeah.
You are very sad."
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand the horseback riding, sadly. They don't. People that ride horses tend to be one of those really hard uphill battles to talk to about veganism. They're really brainwashed to think that horses like it.
That's true.
I do have a question, though.
Sure.
What are your guys' views on guide dogs and dogs in the police industry?
It's not fair. Because why don't we do it to humans, right? Why don't we breed humans to be companions to people that need help?
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, I saw someone with a guide dog, and I felt really rude. But in my head, I was like, "You're so selfish."
I mean, I do see these. So the way that it is right now, I understand that people are going to be in those situations where they have guide dogs. What I would say is, focus on being their companion. And if you're someone who doesn't have a guide dog that's looking for a guide dog, you should be more focused on not bringing someone into existence for you to use. Maybe consider rescuing someone, because what ends up happening often with guide dogs is people get dogs that were specifically bred for that situation, and that's not fair.
No.
Adopting someone who needed your help, and you end up having this mutual relationship, teaching them tricks and they end up helping you. I don't really see a problem with that so much, but it's when you're making them do things that they don't necessarily want to do and it's not in their best interest. So that's when it becomes an issue. And I think that when we say that these people, they need guide dogs, many of them don't know how to take care of a dog. And so these dogs end up suffering because they're not given the attention they need, so
Yeah.
it really comes down to necessity and what you really need. If you really need someone to help you, try to look for every other alternative. But if the only way is to have a guide dog, then do it, by finding someone who needs your help, not demanding someone be born into existence. It is a kind of a tricky area, and I try to avoid it because there isn't necessarily a full solution for those people right now, but it's still not fair to those animals. So,
Right. They can make a lot of dogs that are guide dogs out of the dogs that are shoved into all these shelters, instead of continually breeding them, because any dog can be a helper like that.
as long as you're a companion with them, I'm
Right.
sure teaching someone tricks is educating them. It gives them something to do. I can see a benefit in that, so that you both are benefiting. But it's about, what is your intention? Is this individual an object to serve you, or are they someone that's helping you, that you should respect? Yeah.
So true. How do you guys cope with vegan phobia? Because I went onto that live and then I came off it and I had like 50 messages going, I'm eating a burger, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, you are selfish. I also brought in the word Holocaust.
Yeah.
Because it is a Holocaust. There's trillions of animals getting murdered each year.
Yep.
It's like the largest Holocaust in history.
Yep. And the
And I
longest
get a lot of
going.
hate from that. I got a lot of hate for using that word, Holocaust.
Yeah, you don't pay any attention to those petty cope comments because they're obviously just projecting insecurity upon you, and that really doesn't require a response.
No, not really. Not really. I had a t-shirt. I've got a t-shirt actually in my wardrobe that actually says from Tash Peterson, her brand, and it says on the back, if you are not vegan, you're an animal abuser, and then on the front it says, end this Holocaust now.
Nice. That is a good shirt. I just saw someone drop. I don't know who it was that dropped. Maybe it was Chip. But since we have enough people, I don't need anybody to drop. I just noticed that somebody did. I have a shorter list. I don't know who it was that dropped. It might have been that Chip guy.
It was Chip.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Appreciate you, Chip. I know he said he had to leave soon anyway. Do you want to hang out, Hayden, and advocate for abolition of animal exploitation?
Yeah, I would do that.
So I just want to be clear. We don't advocate for half measures or reducitarianism or welfarism. We're here because we would never trade places with those sentient beings, because we care about what happens to us and they care about what happens to them. So no amount of welfare would make up for that. Do you agree?
I do agree, yes.
Awesome. Yep, that's all we're going to be. I just want to make sure. I've had people up here before that were vegan, and then they were, because they were more fresh vegans, they were more okay with people reducing, because it feels like it's a big change now, but really they're still seeing someone as a something. So that's why we encourage them to look at the sentience of an individual versus the harm that they're causing, because as humans, we're going to cause harm regardless, but we can avoid avoidable exploitation.
I had someone message me about bees.
Yeah.
Eating avocados and stuff like that. And I just basically just turned around to them and was like, veganism isn't about being perfect. It's about reducing harm.
Well, so it's not about being perfect, but it's also not about reducing harm. That is a side effect. Going vegan will reduce harm. But the point behind veganism is that you yourself, you saw the atrocities and you principally don't want to support that. That's veganism. It's about you going, I don't want to support that. Whereas like activism, what we're doing right now, that's challenging people and asking others, why are you doing this? But veganism itself isn't about reducing harm. It's about not supporting exploitation. Because you can cause harm just by going for a walk or driving your car, right? But when you demand that someone be born into existence, or you take something from someone for no reason, that's what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool.
100%.
Yeah, like to put it in a different way, it's like we don't want to reduce slavery, we want to end slavery.
Exactly.
I'd also like to say something. Hi,
Please.
Hayden. Very nice to have you on the good side. I am an animal rights activist who is preparing free activism stuff for your own activism, and I created an outreach guide, especially for new vegans, who shows you everything you need to know about the issue itself, like what veganism is, how to advocate for it, what to say, how to keep the red line in your conversations, how to be a good outreacher. It's a free PDF, and I also have a lot of other stuff. And if you're interested, I would put the link to all of that here in the chat. Maybe you can screenshot it quickly. I don't know how else to do it.
Yeah, I can screenshot it.
I was like, I don't know if TikTok allows links in the chat.
Yes, it does. I do it all the time.
Okay,
cool.
cool.
I do it.
I was like,
and
I haven't been watching. Oh, there's one.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, it did work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so worried it didn't work. Okay, never mind. I'm
and
just
it's everything. Yeah, and everything on that page is in English. I mean, we are based in Germany. That's why the beginning of the URL maybe sounds a little bit off to you. It's a German URL, but everything you will find on there is free activism stuff for you to use. It's digital stuff to print, stuff to send to non-vegans, everything you need to radicalize the world and to make it finally vegan.
Yes.
Seriously, go check out her stuff. She actually has a lot of useful stuff. I've downloaded many of her posters. She made a custom poster for my group, the anti-animal use, which we use frequently, and it draws people in. She has a great eye for design. She does a really great, and
I'm doing graphic design all way. Yeah, I figured, everything I can do good, I should put in service to the animals, and so I did that.
You do it beautifully.
Check it out.
Yeah,
thank you.
Please go check it out.
Lovely, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with that said, I sadly have to ask one of my vegans to drop down just because I can't bring anybody up right now. Anybody?
Yeah. Put me down again. I just want to listen. I will go to bed soon again. And
Okay.
also, it was very nice talking to you, by the way, the first time. Thank you for
know.
having
This
me.
was beautiful.
So cool.
I love it so
Keith
much.
just dropped a few.
Yeah.
Oh, did you want to say?
One of my recent favorite snacks is actually dates and peanut butter. Some of my fave.
That is delicious. Alexandria, you're welcome to stay, by the way. It looks like Keith just dropped. So if you want to, you're welcome to sit there if you want. You don't have to talk, but you're welcome to sit there. All right, let's get someone up here. And then honestly, you guys, I might call this my last one because I have to go to the bathroom. I'm just probably going to call it after this. We've been up here 3.5 hours. Hey, Colin.
Hey, guys.
Hey, are you over 18?
I am, yeah.
Right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I just think that we're made. Do you guys believe in God? Can you hear me?
Yeah, there's a lot of background sound. Are you able to go somewhere a little quieter?
How about now?
Oh, did you find your evidence?
Oh.
Yeah, but I also want to talk about the ethics regarding.
Was he up here
Let's
before?
get that evidence.
Or was he on
first.
yours?
He was up on this one.
Okay. So my evidence is that every anthropological study would insinuate that we consumed meat in our primal barbaric eras. Would you agree or disagree?
Colin,
Yes,
that's
bro.
not
But
evidence of your
here's the thing,
claim.
dude. Yes, we did that stuff back in the
Okay,
day.
but I'm
We
just
don't
asking,
have to do
would
that
you agree
now.
or disagree? Okay, yeah, that's true. Okay, so as long as you're agreeing that it wasn't the case.
Hold on. Hold on. This is not evidence of the claim that you said you were going to get evidence for.
Oh, I'm gonna get to that actually.
You know?
There's actually documentation of people living longer than we live now. So I also believe that there's technologies.
Of your claim.
the association between our primal
That
diets
is
and
not
the
evidence of
longevity
the
of the
claim you
people who
made.
lived during this time?
No, that's not evidence of the claim you made.
Maybe you're just not understanding what I'm saying,
No,
Veggie.
I'm definitely understanding that this is not the evidence of the claim that you made.
The longevity. I just said that there's been people that have
The
lived.
evidence, that's not evidence of the claim. Your claim was that eating animal products increases your lifespan.
Yeah, like the primal diet will increase your lifespan.
Yeah, what evidence of that do you have?
That people that consume the primal diet live to longer than we
Yeah,
live now.
that's a claim. Where's the
That's a
evidence?
thing. I can
That's
literally
a claim.
okay.
Where is the evidence?
We need like empirical evidence, title of a study or something, not just your two neurons rubbing together.
All right, fine.
Thank you.
I can't pull up, the exact document.
So let me get this straight. You had this argument. You had
old.
this. I just want to make it clear. You had this argument before you came up here. You're still not prepared to defend this very claim that you've made already in another live? Like, what? How did you not spend that time looking up your evidence?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, he's a flat earther.
Oh, got it. I don't want to talk to flat earthers anymore. Look, guys, when we say evidence, we don't mean you just repeat what you just said. We mean something that backs up what you just claimed. Typically, we would like empirical evidence, in fact. Go ahead, Veggies. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, my bad. So I just want to make something clear, okay? When you say that XYZ increases your lifespan, you're going to need to provide some kind of outcome data that supports this. Saying that, well, one time this guy who ate steak all of his life lived to be 100, that's not evidence that this is actually good for you, because we find a lot of stories about little old ladies who smoke 3 packs a day living to age 100. That doesn't prove that cigarettes are healthy.
Oh, I had my mic unmuted the whole time. Well, hopefully I wasn't too annoying with my agreement noises. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Especially when it comes to smoking. A lot of people sit there and poo-poo the evidence of diets because it's I can't even say it. Epidemiological? Is that the right word? No. Anyway, you know what I mean. It's evidence done by asking people what they've done and doing that repeatedly. And the same
You could
thing.
also say, why are people lactose intolerant if milk was for humans?
Yeah, that too. Like most people are intolerant to milk, and it often causes inflammation. But it's
me.
also thank you. I can't pronounce that. What's wrong with me? Epidemiological. It's the B12 deficiency, guys. I can't read words, I guess. Or my protein deficiency. One of the two is
Is it
getting in the way.
epidemiology?
Epidemiology. Thank you, Lori. Lori for the win. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
No. Hey, I was just gonna say, I just heard on the news that they said these meat sticks, the Johnny, the like meat sticks you can buy in a 7-Eleven stuff. They've just
like jerky,
classed them as C1. Cancer.
Oh wow.
C1.
Wow, I would have thought. Are you sure it's a C1? It's not just a 1A, because I'm pretty sure all like highly processed meats.
Yeah, they're highly processed.
They're a 1A carcinogen, meaning the evidence. The evidence behind them the evidence behind them causing cancer is the equivalent of the evidence for smoking.
They even said diabetes, mental conditions, and heart disease.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what they just classed them as.
That's terrible.
A good win. Good for us. That's a win.
Yeah. But I mean, even if it was healthy, right, we still shouldn't be doing this to sentient beings. Yeah, I know you know that. But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to end it here. I don't actually have any more requests. We made everyone vegan. We did it, guys.
Got a couple of people, yeah.
We did it.
So you'll be back Friday?
Yes, I will be sure to be back on Friday. So my mic didn't work. I ended up getting a new mic. And then my mics, I got them to work. And then Friday came along and I did a vigil, and it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
it's heavy when you go to those things to go say goodbye to those individuals losing everything. And then we went to another slaughterhouse right after that. And oddly enough, so the cows were already unalived in the second slaughterhouse that we went to. And it was like the end of the day. And where the slaughterhouse was located, there's no sidewalks. But in our state, every road has what's called right of way. So you can walk on the shoulder of the road because that's public property. So we were walking on the shoulder, and the slaughterhouse sent out someone to come tell us that we couldn't be on their property. And they were trying to tell us to walk in the road, that we didn't even have the right to walk on the right of way. And I was just kind of, what really caught me off guard.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I started recording them. I whipped out my phone. I'm like, I need to
yeah.
record you saying this. But what really blew my mind is that the people I was with, we literally, the only thing we did, we walked in front of the slaughterhouse and to the side where you can see, anybody driving by can see this. You can see the little conveyor belt where the unwanted body parts are being dropped into the waste truck. And so we took a few pictures of that, and then we were walking back to our car. And that's when they approached us and said, you can't take pictures of our property, stay off of our property, walk in the road. And as soon as I whipped out my phone, I know, as soon as I whipped out my phone, they suddenly became much nicer. And the manager that was standing behind the guy telling us to walk in the road was like, you can actually walk on the shoulder over here, which was closer to the slaughterhouse and it was a little wider.
And you can actually record wherever the
exactly.
hell you
Oh,
want.
actually, now that you've got the camera on us, you actually can walk in the public property area. But it's just amazing how worked up they got from our minimal presence. We were there 10 minutes tops, and they were that upset with us being there.
You guys should go back in a group.
We were a group. There was 3 of us. We want to do a vigil there. Honestly, if they hadn't come out and harassed us, we probably would have been like, it's not really practical to be here, because not only is the shoulder small, but they have this slant, like this harsh slant of gravel, probably to keep people from being there. But because they harassed us, we're like, dude, that makes us want to come back.
Yeah.
If you hadn't harassed us, we probably wouldn't have. But now that you've done that, you've like provoked us unnecessarily. Anyway, I was yapping on too long. But anyway, it's just crazy, these slaughterhouses. If you go there, it doesn't matter your intention. They do not like you. They do not want to be seen. I've seen people, sorry, not to add more to this. I'll say one last thing. So we went also to the Foster Farms slaughterhouse that's near us. And the workers, honestly, what was I going to get to my point, actually? It wasn't that. It was, they also get so worked up about us being there. And, I lost my point. I had some point I wanted to say about them.
So the workers?
Yeah, they actually don't bother us at all. I forgot my point, though. I can't remember. I don't remember, guys. I'll remember later, and I'll put it in a comment later. It's just amazing how upset these slaughterhouses get just from people standing there. But
sure they do, because they know what they're doing is criminal.
Yeah. Oh, I just remember.
They know what they're doing isn't right.
So when we've been standing in front of the Foster Farm slaughterhouse, people don't only just drive, but they get dropped off. So people have to come pick them up again. And there have been a couple of times where people are picking up somebody from their work, and they give us like a happy honk on their horn, like beep, beep, beep. Like it doesn't sound angry. It sounds like, I support you guys standing there. And because they do that, the security surrounds them. Sometimes we've seen them even open up the back of their car to make sure there's no one in there or something. Like they're that worried. If you even make a positive honk at us, they're going to think that you're with us. Like they're that worried about us getting in there.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you
doing? It would
doing?
be awesome if you could get a group to go in there and film it.
Oh,
that would be awesome.
That's the dream, man.
Closed.
That's the dream. I need some anonymous vegans though to do it, because I'm already on social media a lot. Like I can't get in there without being caught. So I need some secretive vegans that want to maybe do some altruistic work. Get in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've talked long enough, guys. I really appreciate you guys entertaining me.
See you Friday, man.
We'll see you Friday. Have a great vegan day, guys.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely,
Is it
Hayden.
4? Are you going on at 4, Anna?
Yeah, on Friday. Yeah, about 4:22-ish PST time on Friday. I will be going live. Cool. And then on Saturday, I'll be live with Anti-Animal Use on YouTube from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. PST. So with that said, Please, everyone, go follow all the vegans I had up here. Lori, which she actually had just a bunch of little emojis, but you'll find her. She's on all sorts of vegan lives. If you follow her, you'll see other vegans that go live. Amazing. Also, Alexandria, also known as The Radical Vegan on YouTube. I'm sure I don't know actually if you have that tagged in your TikTok, but I'm sure you do. So look up Alexandria. She has great resources if you want to get active. Please follow her. Go find her on YouTube, okay? She does great activism, great individual to watch and learn from. We also had Chip. We got Landon right here. Landon Plants. I didn't even say hi to you, Landon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm really glad you actually came up, and I feel bad now. I like just brought you up blindly, not even thinking to say hello to you.
No, it's all good. It was good. It was good hanging.
It was. You're always a great activist. You always fill in the spots that we we forget, because the human brain can only hold so much at a time.
Yeah,
so
appreciate
it's really
you.
great to have you. Please go follow Landon, another great activist on other lives as well. He goes live. Please follow the vegans. Okay. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Awesome. With that said, y'all have a great vegan day, and I'll catch
Later.